guys. It's episode 6. To be honest with you, we shot this one a while ago, and I don't remember exactly all we talked about. Mainly it was Philip had a couple of big comic book hauls. And we went through there and pulled out some key issues and discussed quite a few of them. Sure it went off the rails some point. Hopefully we didn't say anything offensive, but I hope y'all enjoy. See ya.
Hey guys, we are back. After a brief hiatus due to situations out of our control, we are back for episode 6. And again, we're gonna. I'm David.
I'm Renee.
Oh, and I'm Philip.
Okay. So, again, we're not going to do our standard show. It's going to be a little different here because we've got a little bit of extenuating circumstances here. First off, before we get into anything, they're hot for a Fortnite. People are asking.
Fortnite.
We've got comment after comment.
People got to know, man.
Is it 2 comments? Comment after comment asking, what's up with Fortnite? What's hot with Fortnite? Add me, Philip. Like, we got to play Fortnite. What's going on with Fortnite?
Tell us, baby.
Well, I actually haven't gotten to play as much as I like to.
Okay. How long has it been?
I played last night.
Okay, well, that's close enough. Yeah. All right. Okay.
I mean, I normally play every night.
Yeah.
I've probably played, like, I don't know, out of a week.
Yeah.
At least maybe 3 nights.
Okay. What's hot right now?
I don't really like the map.
Uh-oh.
Or you don't get a real assault rifle. You get a makeshift rifle, and you got to get bone and gears.
Are you
and
upgrading?
you gotta make your weapon upgrade. Yeah, I don't like that.
Do they wear out too, or is it just
No, once you upgrade
no,
it, it's
degradation?
But you don't. There's no. I haven't gotten a sniper rifle yet.
Yeah. Do you usually do sniper?
I'm a sniper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one before, they had this sniper rifle that when you shot somebody, it was a bomb.
Yeah.
And it only did like 10 damage, but if it hit them, it stuck to them, and then it would blow up and they're dead.
Well, this leads into it, and I didn't think about this, but it does. Right now, key issue is the Batman Fortnite crossover in comics, and they come with a code in each issue. I think it's a 6-issue
To
run.
redeem a skin.
It's the second edition.
Right, and so if you get all 6 codes, it unlocks another code for something. The only way you get it is, I think it's 6, it may be 12, I don't know how many it is.
Yeah.
But if you get the whole run, it unlocks an additional code to give you another character, and that's apparently the only way you can get it.
Is it that Harley?
I think it was a Harley skin.
Harley
I think
Quinn
it was.
rebirth
I think
skin?
it actually
Yeah.
was. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So
That's a hot comic
right now. The first issue is going between $20 and $25 on eBay, and it's sold out everywhere on like online retailers. I've been
Somebody
looking
called
for a copy.
down at the store and asked me if we had it.
Yeah. Now, you can get one for $25, but it's one of those things to where the shipping is too expensive for a single book on eBay, and I don't care, honestly. I just, I think it's probably the code and the exclusivity probably that's driving the price down. I don't necessarily think it's the story. Do you? I don't know.
I mean, I would like to read it.
Yeah, it'd be
To
interesting.
see how
Well,
they
I say
tie it in with Fortnite. I assume they get sucked over into the Fortnite
that.
universe.
Yes, and I'm sure, like, I don't know anything about Fortnite. I'm sure that means a lot more to you than it would to me. I'm just looking at it as like, as it says it's $25 and it's got a little green arrow next to it. That's like, oh, that's pretty good.
It's
to
on
me.
the rise.
Yeah, I'll have that.
It seems like it's hot.
Yeah.
I don't think that wouldn't be driven up because of a code.
I don't know if that's the only way you can get it, and as hot as Fortnite apparently is. I don't know.
If you would play it, you would like it.
I mean to. At some point, I mean to. What's up?
Something's up with the camera.
You would definitely like it. Oh no,
Let's just keep
we're
this
already
rolling.
experiencing technical
Lost connection.
difficulties.
So, all right, we had a little bit of technical difficulty there, like every week. This is the 6th episode. We have not had a clean run yet.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
yeah, so we were talking about the Batman Fortnite crossover comic. Philip is currently looking up on Key Collector some what's the deal with it. Maybe it gives some insight as to why its value is going up, if it's just based on that code or if there's actually something that goes in that story. I mean, I can understand people liking the story enough to be, and I'm sure those markets cross. Comic book collectors and Fortnite is probably. What are those circle Venn diagrams where the circles overlap?
They overlap.
They're probably nearly on top of each other.
I'll tell you, there is
You've probably done better
so-
Googling it.
Yeah,
so
maybe
many
so.
Batman comics.
Yeah.
I think
Like-
That's
well,
because Batman crosses
it's
over
called
with everybody.
it's called Batman / Fortnite, and I
That's what I
want
thought, but I
to.
typed
Is
that
it
in.
0 year 0? I know that's a Batman story, but it's something like that. 0 point maybe.
It's
Is it
0 point. Yeah.
0 point.
We
Yeah,
should
check
have
type in
that
there.
out.
Googled it.
Yeah. So, Lee, the whole point of all this is why we're talking about comic books. Over the past 2
Yeah,
weeks,
Batman / Fortnite 0 point.
Okay. Does it say anything specific about it? Read us what we got. Is
Let's-
there multiple issues or just
Let's
one?
see what they're out to. They got 3, 4. They're up to 4.
I could have sworn there were going to be 6 planned, but I could be wrong.
Probably saying on the cover of this.
Well, that might be.
It don't.
But that being said, you know, I'm sure Injustice was probably only supposed to be one season, and they ended up making a ton of those books.
Yeah,
and they're really good.
I got a bunch of those.
Hey, if you got, do you have any of the original, like Injustice 1, like starting from week 1 or whatever it was called? There's some good stuff in there.
Probably.
And some the artwork.
They should have been out there in that container.
Well, I look past most of them then.
There's somebody out
Yeah,
there.
that's fine.
It doesn't say why number 1 is up so high, other than it sealed
first
with a
one.
redeemable code on like Harley Quinn rebirth
I
costume.
think that might be it, man.
If all 6 codes from each issue are redeemed, players will get access to armored Batman Zero suit.
That's what it was. Yeah. That
Sounds
was the
pretty
exclusive.
cool.
I
What
think
does that suit look like? Because he obviously wears it in this crossover. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say
There's
that's
some
why
cool
they're-
Fortnite characters.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the things keeping me away from it, though. Is like I can't have that one that came out so long ago, and it's
Yeah,
like
to
I
buy
can't have
go back
them
and buy
all.
'em all.
If they would let me give me the option of buying them, maybe
Yeah.
so. But
And
there's some you
see,
can't
what's
even
even
buy,
cooler
right?
is a Snake Eyes. So he's in the comic too.
Snake
that's
Eyes has got a new solo series out that I just bought the first issue of, and it's one of the keys. Like it's a pretty hot book right now.
His
Pretty
skin's
cool. I can't
in
remember what it's
Fortnite.
called.
It
Yeah.
was in Fortnite.
Snake Eyes is cool.
Put your phone on vibrate.
Yeah, you got to silence that.
I'm going
Episode
to
6,
silence.
ladies and gentlemen. Episode 6.
Normally it is on silent, so I don't know.
Philip likes to break the rules. You tell him one
Yes.
thing, and he's going to do the opposite. We should have said, "Hey, turn your phone up as loud as you could, Philip," and he'd be like, "Oh, silence it."
Yeah.
I
He's the
probably
reason
would.
why we can't post till Sunday nights.
Yeah, he's the reason we can't have nice things.
I know.
Oh
Right?
God, you sound like Renee. She says that all the time.
I do.
Right. Okay, so back to the point is,
Yes.
over the past couple of weeks, Philip has acquired
comic.
somewhere between 13 and 14,000 new comic books
So
for the
many
collection,
I would
right?
put it near about 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got
Because the first lot had
35
5,000.
was it 5,000?
Was a little over 5,000.
Okay.
It was like 53.
And like
And then
7,000.
all this.
all those bought from two individuals, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is like supposed to be a little over 7,000.
Yeah.
Give
And
or
these
take.
are nice because they're the file boxes that pull out.
Yeah, the BCW.
These
file
are in
box.
much better
It's-
boxes.
oh my
I mean, these
gosh,
are like
Oh, yeah.
almost new boxes.
It's worth buying the collection for the boxes.
The
Of course,
box-
it's not going to come out.
Nah, it won't work like you want it to. Then get one of them on the bottom's got some weight on it. That'll stick.
yeah, they're
There
all.
you go.
There we go. There
Yeah,
we go.
you
can't
see.
see
You
that one.
can't
but-
see that one.
Well, you get the point.
Yeah.
Hey, have you
There
ever
we
worked
go.
a drawer? That's how they work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people haven't.
No, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of comics.
Cool. And
So
and
many.
these range from basically you got some probably late 60s, early 70s,
There
on
was-
up to current day.
There was some 60s comics, not many. There was
You-
probably more older ones in that first lot.
Okay.
This one was more like, I would say, like 2000s to like
There were more
2010.
there were more old ones in the first lot, but I would say the older ones in the second lot were more mainstream stuff. Whereas you had some
There was a bunch of
Yeah.
like
Some of them-
ghostly tales
that's what
and
I'm
the witching
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, there were some Marvel books in there I had never even heard of. Like it was a whole nother
Yes.
universe.
G.I.
or whatever.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
We're so glad that we have people that like all those.
Yeah, that's
so it
cool.
works for us.
Yeah,
the
and
horror
I'm sure
ones,
there's some
too.
good
The
stuff.
the horror
yeah.
ones will do well.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, people like those old ghostly tales.
Because they're
and-
not that expensive.
So the first
And
the,
crap like
the
that.
first thing was sort of a mix match. Like they were
Yes.
no particular order really. Maybe some groupings here and there or whatever.
They were not
but
in order at all.
Yeah.
No.
So
In which
And
both
if you're
of them were
in-
blind buys.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Hayden's was 100% blind buy.
Yeah.
yeah.
That one you
We
did look
contacted
through,
this
yeah.
guy because he put a posting on Facebook, 7,000 odd comics for sale, no key issues.
Mm-hmm.
And he just took pictures by sliding these boxes out and just whatever was in the first,
The very first
whatever was
one.
the very first
whatever
one,
Facebook
Yeah.
was.
he
yeah.
took pictures. And in the pictures, there was like that Wolverine Origins, and that Marvel Knights Daredevil,
Yeah.
and there was a few Captain Americas. And I was like, I wonder if he says no keys, but I wonder what's in there.
It depends on when you look. A key today is
Oh,
not a
yeah.
key yesterday.
No.
Possibly.
And,
yeah.
He was only an
Yeah.
hour away.
Why
He's over here
not?
in Killen, Alabama. So
Yeah.
me and Renee rode out there
After work.
Saturday night because we were going to go Sunday. Then he's like, somebody's coming to look at it. Actually, it's
Yeah,
Friday.
we went Friday
You
night.
went Friday
and he was
night.
Yeah, 'cause
like,
we had to go back
Saturday,
Saturday.
somebody's coming. So we were like, we'll come
Yeah.
after
Sorry,
work.
hey, sorry, dude.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
missed out.
You snooze, you lose.
that's,
Yeah.
hey, that's the way it goes.
It is the
man.
way it goes.
Yeah.
And luckily, he wasn't
Joey's
one of
no
those
kid.
people that that some people are like, oh, I got somebody to come and look. Let me let them come. I
Yeah.
can't stand people do
I
that.
hate
Like, I
that.
got money in hand.
Because they never show up.
That's true. Now, that on the other side of that coin, if I told somebody, yeah, you get first look at them, I would feel beholden to do that.
That's why I
But
tell people no holds.
that's a good
first
practice.
come, first serve.
You're not.
Yeah, if it's still
that's right.
available, you can come that day. But if
Yeah.
somebody else wants to come, I'm letting them come.
Sorry.
Don't give your word if you don't want to keep your word.
Because if you're planning for like 2 days away, you ain't gonna come.
Right.
But
And,
we
and
went
I may
out,
miss a sale in between then.
Yes.
I
We
don't
went
mind
out
that.
there Friday night.
Yep.
I dug through them.
Loaded the
Packed
card.
it out.
Damn.
Skimmed through it.
That car was packed so high that we were having to pull boxes out of the bottom to get the ones out of the top out.
Yeah.
They were up in the roof.
Yes.
It
Yeah,
was-
I'm
I
a
don't
good
know.
packer.
I don't know how many boxes were here, but there was 10 that we couldn't fit in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we were going to drive the bus.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I don't want to drive the bus. We get out there and it's a bunch of indie crap.
Well, also, if you show up in a bus, this guy's like, I got you on the hook, buddy. If you come out with a bus, you ain't going home empty-handed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well, I
that's another
might.
good call. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you might.
It-
But as
gas
far-
is cheap when
Yeah.
you compared to overpaying for some
Right.
indie crap that you ain't never
But
going
I
to get
think
rid
you
of.
show up in a small vehicle trying to buy
Yeah.
however many 100 boxes we ended up coming back with. I think you
I
have
don't
a,
even know
you're-
how many.
You were
And he
ba-
had the same vehicle.
yeah,
a
yeah,
different color.
yeah. So I think though when you show up in a small vehicle, you have a better position of negotiation
Oh, yeah.
there. Then I was like, I drove to Killing in a bus. You pretty much bank
Yeah,
on.
I'm
I'm planning on
buying 'em.
buying.
I'm buying 'em.
Yeah, he don't
Yeah.
come.
But
up
luckily, there wasn't hardly nothing indie.
No.
And the few
Yeah.
indie comics that were in there weren't like bad indie comics. They
And-
were kind of popular indie comics.
and he said no key. So okay,
That's the
so
thing. He said no keys. I dig when we get there, and I knew if those Marvel Knights had that first Echo and the second appearance
Right.
Echo, I was like, those are too expensive books. They
Ne-
both were there.
New Avengers.
Marvel.
That's Echo.
Her Ronin outfit is in New
Okay,
Avengers.
okay.
When
All
she
right.
dons the Ronin
I was thinking
costume.
you were thinking about the Electra comic that was in the Marvel Knights. That
No. Now, if that wouldn't have been the nudie one,
Gotcha.
that would have been like a $180 comic.
yeah.
Ooh, nudie comics.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But they were in there, and there was a couple other good ones, and I was like, well, this is...
It
This
just
dude
depends
don't know
on
what a
his.
key issue
That's what I
is.
mean. It depends on when he looked for keys, because
Yeah.
it could
And
change
obviously,
from day
there
to
was
day.
some big runs in there, like that Captain America where the Winter Soldier makes his first appearance.
Right.
Like, all those were missing, but he left the origin of Winter Soldier, which I thought was a cool cover.
It
Eddie
is
bought that
definitely
today.
It is definitely cool, but at the time, it probably was not the key issue from that run. You know.
Yeah, he
But-
pulled... There was some stuff when you'd get to, like that Why the Last Man was in there.
Yeah.
And he had the whole run, except for 1 through 4,
right.
the ones you want.
The ones you want.
Yeah.
But
But-
I would say based on the average of what you got, you still came out really good.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
we'll
good
roll it
on
back.
this.
Let's talk about the first lot we got. So you got those over.
can't see
It was
those
over.
stacked.
It was
It was
the
a week.
It was the previous weekend,
Yeah,
right?
so
Yes, because we're
we
supposed to
went...
get our statues.
Yeah, there was some van trouble, so the statues didn't come home. They were going to get
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
full size Dracula
and
was it Dracula and
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. So that'll
Yeah,
have to
we-
be another trip
Yeah.
later.
That
Word
was...
to the wise when you get your oil change. Make sure they change your air filters.
Well, I still don't even know if that was it. So we get to... We were
That's the
going to
only
go
thing we
to
did there.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from
We were all the
Kentucky,
way to
shoot
Kentucky.
over to Knoxville to pick up the comics. We get in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and the bus starts making this like siren noise. I thought maybe it's the turbo.
Yeah.
We sent her stepbrother a message and was like, "Hey, turbo might be going down the bus," and all he sent back was not good.
Well,
Well,
he
duh.
wasn't. Hey, he's not
Yeah.
wrong.
But he didn't bother to like call anything. I was like,
You know.
loser. But Renee started Googling it. You know,
Yeah.
obviously Google helps a lot.
Sure.
And
Reddit.
people
Mm-hmm.
were like, check the air filters, buy a thing of gas treatment, and put in your car. We did both of those, and everything worked fine until we got to
And
Knoxville.
You said even when it was making the noise, it was driving fine.
Oh,
Drove
yeah.
fine.
No
Never lost power.
smoke,
That's
nothing.
It never smoked.
Yeah.
It didn't do any other the telltale signs of your turbo's going
No,
out.
that's definitely a good.
So
sign.
I don't think the turbo's going out. It hadn't been driven much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
when
been sitting.
we bought it and it hadn't been driven.
It could be a bearing on a belt squealing for just at that right pitch or whatever. I mean, you don't ever know. Like,
But we made
as
it
long as you
to
didn't lose
Knoxville,
power, yeah.
picked up those comics.
Fine.
We got into Chattanooga, and it did it again.
made the noise like
Maybe two or
two
three more.
times.
Was this after you changed the air filter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I
But
stopped
we
and got
took it,
gas.
Shook it out again. There was some more gunk
Yeah.
coming out of it.
And I hadn't done it since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it again.
You hadn't drove it
And
much.
so I drove it home from Chattanooga,
and it was fine.
and it was fine from there on out. I don't know. Maybe it's nothing.
I got to
Probably
send
coulda
a
went and got those
beanbag
statues.
For,
Probably could
10,
have, but
12
you don't want to take a
hours.
chance on being broke down
Oh,
in a
no.
bus in wherever you're
no,
going to be.
pay that tow fee.
No, you'd be better off selling the bus to somebody that wants it. And
You want this bus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll put you in a bus.
Yeah.
Whistle slightly.
But
Yeah.
Amber wouldn't even mention it. They might not
Yeah.
make it when they're
Yeah.
driving in it.
Hey, if it, it's not whistling right now.
But so far so good on the bus. I think the bus is going to be. We bought it to turn it into an RV, but
Which eventually we will.
Yeah.
I think now I'm just going to turn it into
It's a
Once
good
we sell
hauler.
the
It's a-
business for millions.
It's
Yeah.
great for picking up stuff. You can fit a lot of stuff in that
There
bus.
again,
Oh,
look at-
God,
it's
so
great for
much
going
stuff.
back and picking up stuff. You don't want to show up in a bus.
I
You
know,
lose
right?
all your negotiations
I
at
don't-
that
you don't
point.
lose negotiating
you know,
tactics.
If you come up to my house and we're talking about making a deal and you show up in a freaking bus,
Oh, he's
I'll be like,
buying it.
I'm not coming
Yeah.
off near as much as
Yeah.
what I would have you show up in a little tiny.
They'll still come off.
subcompact.
So
You
if
got
have a
those
big
great
collection to
negotiating
sell-
skills.
Who went with you? Did she do it?
She don't negotiate. Come on, you know better than that.
You didn't. You already had everything negotiated.
Yeah.
There wasn't no negotiating.
I tried to
He
join
was
down.
firm,
He
Yeah.
was firm.
But still,
and then that we already worked out the deal on those stacks.
so you get that, you got those, and you come back Monday, right? Y'all stayed Sunday and came back Monday. Is that right?
We left.
Yeah, we left that Sunday
We
because we
left
spent the
Sunday.
night that Sunday night.
You
and
spent
then
Sunday
picked
night.
it up Monday and had to get back to stay at my papa's.
Yeah, so
right. So Tuesday night,
we
rather
semi-sorted it.
than
Yeah,
shooting
did
a
a
podcast
podcast.
because we're talking about 5,000 comic books.
Yeah.
We sorted through. We did a fast sort through those to split out
Yeah.
publisher,
Separate, yeah.
pull
Put
any
them all in
obvious
the room,
keys.
tables everywhere.
And we scanned through quite a bit. Like you did just the first pass, just eyeballing it, and then the stuff we weren't 100% sure of, we went issue by issue.
But most of that, I didn't really.
And let me say this: if you need a Street Sharks #1,
Holy
yeah.
crap! You're
Hit
the
us
Southeast
up.
kings of
Yes.
Street Sharks #1.
I'm
Those
going to
are-
say no one else in the whole Southeast is going to have as many Street Sharks #1
Key
as we
issue,
have.
$20 a piece, right? That's the going value for a high
Yep.
grade. How many did we pull?
40.
40.
40 copies.
40.
Every box we got
Gerald
into,
Ford
yeah,
found
every
40.
box.
There's a lot of
Street
Street
Sharks #1.
There was only like 2 or 3 that were kind of jacked
Yeah,
up.
they
to the
were
point
all
that
in. They were
most
nearly
of
all
them are
mint.
pretty mint.
Those
Yeah.
are good ones for me to work on pressing.
Yeah.
Practice pressing.
Yeah, they are
If you
good.
need a Street Sharks #1,
Yeah.
it's a good chance
Hit
ain't
us up.
nobody got them because
Yeah.
in the Southeast the market's cornered.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And Street Sharks are jawsome.
They are.
They are so jawsome.
I did
They're
not
jawsome.
catch what you were going to do right there
Yeah.
until you'd already done it. I was like, yes, they are. Wait, what did you say?
Yes.
But yes, he's right. They are jawsome.
They are jawsome.
And I
Hey,
think we do
they're-
have a #2 and 3.
I think there was. It
There
wasn't- not
was
as
been
no,
many.
there was a
Right.
1 and there was a bunch of 3s, but 3s was a
I
nothing
think there was
book.
a 2.
Right.
I never
I'm
saw a 2.
pretty sure I found a 2.
Could've
You
been
could be
one.
right.
Could've
I
been
don't know.
one. Awesome property though.
Yeah.
Due a
I
comeback.
love Street
If
Sharks.
they're doing
Yeah.
Boglins, please give us the.
Could you imagine if NECA did a Street Shark figure?
I would be perfectly fine with them re-releasing the original retail packaging
Oh,
like they're
yeah.
doing the just a complete reissue of the
Yeah.
original ones. I would be more than happy with that.
Yeah.
I know the
I
old
would
NECAs would
too.
be great, but I would honestly probably prefer to have that. Weren't they in like a cage? Or
They
something?
were. They have
That's what
cool
I-
boxes.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. That's what I
Super
want.
cool
Yeah.
boxes.
Now,
And they're
Ne-
hard to find in the
Oh
box.
my
They are.
God. Now, if NECA did do like an ultimate version or whatever and reproduce that packaging, which is what they want to do, a lot of times NECA will redo
Oh,
vintage
yeah.
packaging. I don't know if they'll go that far because they always like the plastic clamshells and stuff. Or the,
Well, it'd be a
now they're
good
doing
one
the
for Super
boxes.
7.
It'd be a really good one. Yeah. Oh man, God.
Yeah.
If they did like
Because they do a
because the cartoon didn't really did it look identical to the toys?
Yeah,
or
it did.
Did
Yeah,
it really? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, those
Those
toys
are
are.
cartoons and
Those
cartoony toys.
big warped bodies might be hard to really articulate. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah,
Well,
or
no,
stand
King
up.
Shark. The King Shark build a
Yeah,
figure.
that's a good point.
It's almost. They're almost the same.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but he's got big old
God,
thick
dude.
legs too. But the Street Sharks, their legs are like this.
But that
and their
brings up,
bodies like that.
but that brings. What if somebody got a hold of that project and did kind of like IDW did with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, made it adult? Like,
Yeah.
not saying that IDW's is blowing it out with Turtles or whatever, but they're killing
doing
people.
pretty
So,
good.
It's no, I'm not saying not successful. I mean, it's not like there's a naked turtle in this book. I mean that they're doing stories that ain't necessarily targeted at kids. If they did that with the Street Sharks and you ended up with somebody that looked like King Shark or a group of them that looked like, and it was vicious and they were biting people and killing them and stuff, I think that'd be cool.
That would be cool. But Turtles has a history of violence.
They started that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were a violent-
Yeah, the kiddifying that was
Nickelodeon did that.
Yeah.
well, Mirage did that a long time before Nickelodeon did, or whoever was it DIC or whatever. Whoever published Nickelodeon didn't publish the '80s.
No, Mirage published the 80s books.
You're talking about comics. I'm talking about they kiddified them when they made the cartoon in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, that
was the
wasn't
first.
Nickelodeon, was it?
No.
Nickelodeon bought it from them
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, it was way. I can't.
I don't know who did that.
I want to say it was that DIC or whatever.
But yeah, they're
Who
the
knows?
Right
ones that
behind that.
basically,
Yeah, well,
when you think of the Turtles,
Right.
you don't think of the original Mirage comics. You think of the cartoon.
Yeah.
Nobody
I mean,
cared.
that's what
Nobody cared
everybody
till
thinks
then.
about, yeah. They
Boy,
made it popular.
Cowabunga.
I wish I had them now. I wish I had them all the comics.
Oh my lord! Woo! That's a hard one to find though,
Yeah,
because
even
they didn't make many of
and
them.
they go deep on reprints of it or whatever. Like
Even
you,
some of the reprints
I
are
know,
expensive.
I know. Yeah,
Like, if
that's
you
one
get
of
up into the third or fourth reprinting, they're still expensive.
Yeah, if you find a second print on Turtles, that ain't toilet paper. That's you can hold on to that one.
You can 100% hold
Wall
on to it.
insulation.
Yeah, oh yeah. I found a stack of them.
Yeah.
We ain't talking Street Sharks number
Wish
one
I had
here.
that many. Yeah.
Yeah, if we had 20. Yeah, we have 40.
I'd be sitting on the
Oh,
money.
crap. Yeah, we wouldn't be doing this podcast right now. I'll tell you
I
that.
know, right?
I don't even know what
Maybe on a
9/8s.
beach.
Yeah.
I know raw high grades are like $12,000.
Yeah, it's
I would
unreal.
assume that a 9/8 graded
super small
is
print run or
$20,000
whatever.
comic book
Yeah.
probably.
You just will never find
That's
it.
crazy.
It
But
is
it's a cool,
crazy.
it would be a cool one to have though, like
Yeah.
the foundation of an empire right there.
Yeah.
With
It really
that
is,
one
yeah.
Little,
Yeah.
that one little book.
I would like to have one.
I love the Turtles, and I've gotten into where I'm reading. I'm started at IDW's run, started issue 1, reading through that. There's some cool stuff.
I don't really like the Turtles.
I love
That's
them.
not my cup of tea.
My thing when I was a kid. I
Good
like
versus
Batman.
Power Rangers.
I liked all
Yeah.
that stuff. I was Turtles.
They're
number
okay. I mean, I ain't gonna say. Honestly, I like Street Sharks better.
I do like Street Sharks.
one. Don't say
We just
better.
got in Brave Star to watch too.
I think the
so-
figures look cooler than the turtle figures.
Brave
Wish
Star.
they'd redo those.
Yeah, they will. Everything comes around.
Yeah, we
Everything comes around.
watched the movie.
Yeah.
Brave
Movie
Star
was
we're
really
talking
good.
about.
The movie
yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Like,
So is the movie are you supposed to start at the movie? Or
I
is
don't
it,
really know. I think
most
it came
time they're
out-
not.
It
Well,
felt
I mean,
like
you
the
could,
beginning of the show. I
because
think.
it gives
Well,
you the
yeah.
origins of
If it starts out that because like the
him and him being there.
all those
and his
shows.
dad
So
and all that.
Transformers started with a four, maybe it was 3 episode
Mm-hmm.
pilot mini season where things ain't exactly like it was in the ongoing show. You know, like the Transformers, like the Autobots could just fly in the
Yeah.
little mini series. They didn't do that. You know, when they got into the
Mm-hmm.
regular run. The G.I. Joe started with a mini series, and then it did even like another limited series before they actually got rolling into the full seasons. Like Thundercats did that. Like most of those 80s shows started with like a 3 or 4 issue pilot, and I'm gonna bet that Brave Stars, the movie is probably those 3 issues or 3. I say issues, episodes, probably as like one long running thing or whatever. If I was guessing,
I would say it
don't-
probably
I
does
don't know.
start, which I hadn't seen the series yet to compare it to it, but
Yeah.
it basically gives you the origins of what's going on.
And I know I've watched
everything.
the first episode of Brave Star, the ongoing series or whatever. I don't remember it.
Well, I like the movie a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
But it could be
Next
like
week we'll talk about our casting people. For,
who's gonna be who's
Yeah,
gonna be in the
cast
Brave
people.
Yeah,
Star.
I would love to see that turn into a
Yeah.
movie.
Is the Rock involved?
Oh,
Just a little
always.
preview. Okay,
Always.
yeah.
Not in my casting, in
And
her
for Brave
casting
Star.
it is. Yeah.
I think he'd be a good Marshall Brave Star though.
No.
But you can't do it because unless you have 95% Native American blood or whatever,
Yeah.
you're gonna get crucified.
Kick and Wang.
Yeah. Well, he'd be a good one.
That's
yeah.
what I want.
Yeah,
I would
Kick
pick.
and Wang.
I would pick
That'd
him.
be all right.
I think he's a good actor.
But I was gonna. That movie could be like like the Transformers and GI Joe movie. They happen like right in the middle of the series, like going from season. What is it? Going from season 2 to 3 is when the Transformers movie happened, and like GI Joe and Transformers movies
That's
do
a
not.
hard movie
they
to
do
watch.
not. We're gonna move on because somebody's gonna say something they can't take back.
You like that movie?
Transformers.
In all honesty, the
I do,
'87
yes.
movie. You think
So-
that's a good movie?
So when I got back into wanting to watch some classic cartoons, this was before they were everywhere, but even before it was real easy to get them on DVD. The first thing I could get my hands on was the Transformers movie, and I'm like, oh god, I love Optimus Prime. 5 minutes in, Optimus Prime's dead on slab.
Yeah.
And not just them, like you're seeing like Ratchet and like you're seeing main core characters getting blasted in the chest. Where in the cartoon, they'd always just miss or they get hit and it ain't really no big deal or whatever. Like they're getting shot and like there's smoke coming out of their eyes. Like these guys are dying.
gray.
They are dropping like flies in the
Yeah.
beginning of that movie, and it's all because we've got these new toys we want to sell, so we got to
Yep.
kill off these old people. I didn't know that going back in. Like I didn't watch the original Transformers movie when I was a kid, so I was coming into this cold. I knew I liked Optimus Prime. He's gone. And then it's like, who's this Hot Rod idiot? And who is Cup? Like, why do I care about these people? And I didn't at the time I watched it. Now, I've gotten back in and watched all, however, 98 episodes or however many episodes it is of Transformers. I've seen them all. I like them for what they are. And they're not, I'm not going to say they're
not
all
great.
They're not all great, but there ain't no 80s cartoon that's
They're
all
not.
great.
Yeah.
They're selling toys. That's what they were there for. They were 20-minute toy commercials.
Yeah, that's true.
But knowing the entire backstory of it now gave me a new appreciation for that movie. If you start with the first 2 seasons and then actually see the progression and where it fits in, I think it's fine. I like it all right.
The
Now
music-
the G.I. Joe movie, I didn't have as much.
That music in that Transformer movie is
It's,
garbage.
It
I
is
thought you were going
garbage.
to say Jawsome again.
It's
I'm
not
Oh,
sorry.
Jawsome.
no, no.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of
No, it
Jawsome.
is the opposite. I just
The
didn't like it.
touch, like that. Stan
I
Bush did like that
hated-
whole.
I hated.
Man, let's
there's-
move on.
Would never
Okay.
listen to that soundtrack.
Back to the
Uh-oh,
comics.
we
Back
hit
to
a
the
nerve.
comics.
We just-
Yeah.
He's like,
Okay.
that's my baby.
This
You
is
can't
epi-
talk
this
about Transformers.
This episode 6. If we want to be episode 7, we better move on. so rolling back into comics.
Yeah.
So we sorted.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
back to the first
Golly.
first stack
Give
of
me a
comics.
drink. Eh?
I
I'm gonna
know,
cleanse
right?
my palate.
Yes.
All
Well,
right,
in all
go-
honesty, do you think Power Rangers is a good show?
So I'm a little older than
When you go back and watch the Power
It
Rangers,
ain't. It's not a good
no,
show.
No,
it's horrible.
Garbage.
Right.
But I still love Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Don't mean the show
But
can't
it is
suck.
garbage.
It's
But
like that with the Transformers movie.
it is for you, but I honestly can go back and watch the original Transformers cartoon. And like I said, I'm not saying
I
they're
could
all
watch
genius.
the cartoon.
No, I would honestly enjoy it. Like there are episodes of that show that's like if I can pick out episodes by the title or whatever, it's like that's a good one, that's a good one. You know, that's the ones that I would want to watch again. So I'm not sure I could do that with Power Rangers.
No, you can't because it's a horrible show.
Even at that, I was a little older when Power Rangers came along. I'm a few years older than y'all, and I was at the point where, like, when Power Rangers came out, I was like, "This is dumb." Like, there's just something not like that was before you
All
knew.
the
that-
creatures were so
yeah, it's just like there's just
awful.
something not right.
But
with
the
this.
movie,
yeah,
The
never seen
movie
it.
was better.
Never seen it.
but-
not the new movie.
I'm talking about the original. I never seen Ivan Ooze and all that. Crap.
Yeah, that's
I've
really
never watched
good.
it. I've
That's
got
very
it.
You
watchable.
should have came to our movie in the.
I'm ready to start that
outside.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have come to that. We,
Did y'all
we
play
played
that?
Yeah. It's
I
that.
enjoyed that. I
that's
came
a
and
good
see-
movie.
there was the Turtles, the first one y'all did.
Yeah, Turtles.
I came and we watched that one, and I want to say we came back. Maybe we didn't. I
We
don't
did
know.
Did y'all
Sonic.
come see
Sonic was
Sonic?
our big hit.
We did
of the
Space
summer.
Jam.
Maybe Turtles all weekend. I think
I
we
can't
went and got
remember what all
pizza
we
or something
played.
and brought it up here and ate it. 'Cause Turtles is the only one I remember.
Space Jam.
Did you ever do
Power
Turtles
Rangers.
2?
No.
You need to start this season with Turtles 2.
That would be a good way. Like, hey, we started last year with
Yeah,
Turtles.
yeah.
Boom,
I
we
just
started
hate
with
that it's so. With the time, you have to start at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, because it's getting late. Yeah, it's
'cause
getting where the
so
sun ain't
bright,
going right.
Yeah. So that's the only bad thing is you got to start so late. And most people won't bring their kids out because like, oh, it's already 8 o'clock. It'll be 9:30, and they're
maybe you do it on a night where the room's not booked or whatever, and you do it indoor and set up
It's hard
chairs.
to fit a lot of people because you have to like show it like this way.
I don't know.
so
I
that
feel
way.
like the crowd that was there for Turtles could have probably fit in if you
But
started.
see, Sonic was
I'm not
packed
making
out.
Gosh, yeah.
Was it okay? Well, see, I didn't. see
There
that.
might have been 40-something people out
And
there
it's
for
also
Sonic.
it's
Yeah.
cool that it's outside. I mean, that's kind of the.
It's
the
like a
atmosphere.
drive-in,
It is.
you
That's
know?
what I mean. Yeah, I can
And I
see
can't
that.
use that big giant
Yeah,
projector.
screen
You know,
in
we got a
here.
24-foot blow-up screen
Oh,
that
yeah.
we use. It's
Yeah.
almost. I mean, it's like a mini drop-in.
Yeah.
Except for a set
That's
in.
cool. That's cool. It's just something to do.
It's something free for people in the
Yeah,
area.
I like it.
You know, something to do.
Yeah.
Maybe this year, since COVID won't be rampant, maybe
Was it-
turnouts.
Was it ever?
I don't think it was,
I don't either.
but maybe turnouts will be even better this
Yeah.
coming summer
Good
because you
and
know
people looking to get out and do something because they ain't been able to
Yes,
in
good
forever.
Lord.
I may try to show some like newer movies this year.
Well, you want to fly under the radar. You don't want to draw the wrong attention.
No, I mean not like straight in theater
Oh,
movies,
yeah.
but
We ain't
like
gonna
you know,
bootleg no movies.
you know some.
Y'all seen that Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna show Mortal Kombat.
I got.
We're gonna show that new Lucky show.
I got
No.
HBO Plus or whatever it is.
No,
got one.
I could
Do
show
I
it
want
right
to?
now.
Yeah, HBO Max.
I'm
What are
paying
you gonna do? Come at-
$15 a
come at
month
me,
for that.
HBO.
Yeah,
I
come at
don't
me, bro.
care. I don't care.
Pay my
What are you
$14.99
gonna
plus
do?
tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't that great of a movie. The more and more I think about
We
it,
can get on that.
I'm not gonna get hitting
No, I
on
know.
it. I'm just saying like
Yeah,
the
more you
more
go back, you're like,
and more I
wait a
think
minute.
about that movie,
It had redeeming qualities.
it did.
I'll say.
Kano, great,
It was good.
awesome. Fight scenes, great, awesome. Story, horrible.
Yeah.
Cole, why was he there? Never want to see him again.
Had to
No,
be
I didn't-
saved
Kill
by
him.
his
You know what they
fucking
should
wife.
do? In fact, John told me that John was like,
Johnny Cage kill him in the next.
yeah,
one.
he's like, they should have Johnny Cage kill him at the beginning of the next movie, and I'm like, that'd be pretty cool because it'd be like a flip of what they did to poor Johnny.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize it though that was Shatterstar from Deadpool.
I didn't either.
I did not put that together until I saw an article on Yahoo or something,
God, I
whatever
just-
it was.
I
I
can't
didn't
stand
hate him.
him.
I liked him. Okay.
He can't fight.
And then why make him have a
He
family?
fought okay. Now he did get beat, but he was holding his own pretty good in that fight until it went south. Which
Look,
I think there's a lot of good.
There
fighters
was
you can say
bad
that
fighting
about.
logic in that. He gets beat by some random MMA fighter
Yeah.
at a little
And then he
know
kills
nothing
Goro.
MMA fight, and then he kills Goro all because he gets a magical suit.
Magic armor though.
I know, it's horrible.
I didn't care for his magic armor.
His Aquaman armor.
I didn't hate him as an actor though.
I
That
hated
is
that.
what it looked like.
I
You're
hated
right.
that
Yeah.
armor. It was stupid.
It was stupid. It was dumb.
But
the stuff, Sub-Zero was pretty cool. Scorpion
So-
was pretty cool.
they were
The
cool.
classic characters were
I
pretty.
like
Cabal
that they
looked
used
super cool.
Cabal
Get over
did-
here.
Yeah.
I didn't say there were some good
Oh,
parts
yeah,
about
yeah.
that movie.
But yeah,
But the
maybe
more-
storyline's garbage.
The more and more I think about the story and then some of the stuff, and
Goro should have been the build-up.
I go back and look at the old one.
The old one, you don't change
Oh,
nothing about
yeah,
the first
no.
one.
The old one is
And
good
I
I
still.
love it.
Liu
I was
Kang.
watching it this morning.
Liu
I love
Kang.
it.
It
And,
is.
The music is perfect.
Then
for
they
that
play the
movie.
music for the.
Oh,
They
boy.
actually did Mortal
Bad
Kombat.
Uh-huh.
What's the bad guy's name?
Shang
Shao-
Tsung.
Yeah, I like
Is
the
it
first
Shang-
actor.
Shao Kahn is the
Oh, he's
emperor
in
for
the second one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the first actor.
Oh, he
Oh,
was
The
a way
original actor,
better.
He's like,
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
couldn't reckon what is that guy been? The guy that played Shang Tsung in the new
what
one.
was that? We just saw him on
Yeah.
Beverly Hills. No. Who was it? That was in Beverly Hills?
I could
Ninja?
recognize
No,
his
that's
face,
the original
but-
Liu Kang.
Yeah.
That dude was jacked.
Yes, he was.
God, he was so jacked
Now,
in that movie.
what are you talking about? The original Liu Kang? Or
Yeah,
one
the
in this
original
Yeah, the
Liu
original.
Kang.
The little wormy guy in this new one was cut. He
He
wasn't
is
jacked, but
cut.
he was cut.
We saw a side by side
Oh,
of them
yeah.
together.
And it's
Yeah.
not even a comparison.
Yeah, I know.
And then it shows a picture of him with Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yeah.
Because he's in that.
Yeah. He was the good ninja that was going around cleaning up after Tommy, right?
Yes.
I need to go watch that.
We do.
Perfect Luke. The first Liu Kang, first Mortal Kombat, don't change a thing.
No,
I loved
so
it.
good.
The actress who plays Sonya's terrible. And Sonya's character in that movie wasn't great because she was just like,
No.
I only trust one person. You're talking to him. And like Jack's supposed to be like her best friend and stuff. Like it did. She sucked.
Yeah.
Everything else about that movie. Let's just leave it
They
like
didn't
it
even
is.
tell
They
you
don't
how she
change
got her
it.
power. She just, oh bam, look, I got powers.
Well, no,
Oh,
I was
no,
talking
no,
about
he's
the
talking about
first
the
one. I was talking about
original.
the first one.
Okay,
No, I
yeah.
like the chick that played Sonya Blade in the new Mortal. I didn't think she was bad.
I didn't think she was horrible,
No.
They're
Hey,
trying to get
look,
somebody
if
that
we
looks
just
similar to her.
if this thing is successful enough that it forms the foundation for moving forward, and obviously they're teasing Johnny Cage's in the second one or whatever. Boy, how do we get off and talk about a Mortal Kombat movie?
I know,
This is
right?
supposed to be all comics
I
all night
know.
long.
I
Well-
do have to throw this in though.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Ryan Reynolds as Johnny Cage.
Is that what people are suggesting? I
Well,
don't think that-
they're also trying to get the Miz.
Yeah, I could see that. Now he looks like it.
That's what I said too.
Yeah, I can see
Justin
that.
told me about it, and I was like, he kind of looks like Johnny
Yeah,
Cage.
he could pull that off
And-
probably.
You got to be a decent actor to be
Yeah.
a good wrestler.
Yeah,
Like, you're basically an actor
yeah. You gotta sell it.
that does stuntman
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, like his acting skills probably aren't horrible.
Hey, The Rock started somewhere, which he was pretty decent to begin with.
The Rock was
He
phenomenal
had his
in
dad
wrestling.
to teach him too. 'cause-
Acting or like
Yeah.
like
Well,
wrestling acting.
Yeah.
Well, you can watch like early
Wrestling drama.
Rock
What was
to
his first movie? Was Rundown his first movie, or was it Walking Tall?
no,
or
his
what?
first movie he was the Scorpion King in the
Yeah,
in the
that's
Mummy
right,
movie.
That's right.
They
Yeah,
didn't give him
yeah.
like no talking.
And
lines.
then
No.
he had zero
he
lines.
was completely CGI in the Mummy too. Like it was his.
was.
Yeah, terrible CGI.
I
But
went back and watched
The
that not too
Rundown's
long
his
ago.
first real movie.
and he did
Yeah.
good in that.
He
I thought
did
was
great
fun.
in it.
It was
Love
a
that.
Good movie.
Love that
It's a
movie.
good
Yes.
movie. It's a good movie.
And Walking Tall.
I haven't.
He's
I've
in-
never watched that.
He's in
one.
all kinds of
Yeah.
good movies.
Well, that
But
was
you know,
good,
you could
That
tell
was
like
based on a real.
that's
Yeah,
based on-
Buford Pusser.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
I
you
had
could
to
tell
do a
in
report
wrestling
on
he was a
him.
good actor.
in
Did you?
My criminology class
Yeah.
in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. The Rock's awesome.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to comics.
Back to comic books.
Okay, we're
Don't
back
Forget-
on comics.
So do you do you want to just go on and move into there's not much to say about
Yeah,
that
not
first
much
lot
about
until
it.
Well, I'll tell you,
until
I
we
will
start
pull
pulling-
out the heavy hitters.
You want to do that?
I'll pull out the
okay.
heavy
All
hitters
right,
from
so-
the first
all right,
lot.
so
I'm
he's
doing
gonna-
it.
What we're going to
Do
do
it.
is we're going to thumb through the keys that he pulled
Yeah.
out of the first lot that they got 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then
Move
when
my drum.
after we're done with that, we'll roll back into the big lot that
Yeah.
not big lots.
Well, the
But we'll
goodies.
pull back into the big lot that we got the week following, and we'll do the same thing. Pull the keys out of that.
know why this is over here.
Is
Is that you wanted that?
Possibly. I think I set that
Would
aside,
they?
telling you to read that. I would take that, but I think I was setting that because that was the raft breakout. Which is,
to you. How about that?
no, I'll take it, man. That sounds good to me. I'll cut this silence out.
Yes,
this
awkward
awkward silence.
silence.
Hey, you're among friends when there are no awkward silences.
I know, right?
When you can just ride in the car and just shut up, then you know you're with friends.
I ride in silence anyways.
all the time. Yeah, I do
No,
too.
you don't. You blare country. Every
Oh,
time
I
I get in
turn
the car,
around-
I
Ah!
turn the car on. I am deafened
I never listen to
by
music.
country music.
Yeah, I never listen to music, but I've usually got like a YouTube video or something playing in the background. But as far as like riding with someone,
Uh-huh.
we can go hundreds of miles, never say a word. The worst. Let me let you give you a little insight into my psychoses or whatever. I am not terrified's not the word. Dread, I guess, is the word of being trapped in a conversation that I cannot escape. Like when you're around somebody that will not leave you alone. Like they are the willful participant in this conversation, and I want to be anywhere but right here, right now.
I deal with that on a daily basis.
You handle it great, and
I was going to keep my opinions to myself on that one.
Now,
but, you know.
yeah, I have
go ahead.
before we were friends. When I was just coming in the store and I would observe how y'all deal with customers, or whatever. Y'all have the gift for that. You can keep a conversation going. When I'm standing on the other side of the store, and my skin is crawling out the door as I'm listening to what y'all are having to hear, y'all handle it well.
Yes.
That was one thing. I'll give you that compliment for sure. That you have a skill. I could not survive in the public service industry because I'm just like, well, as soon as I got your money, it's like you need to go on.
I know, right? You ain't gotta leave or go home, but
yeah. So
I tell you what cracks me up about these older comics too is how many Dungeons and Dragon ads.
talking about Venn
are
diagrams
in
crossing
Vans.
over. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's flatten those out now.
It's like so many ads and so many ads
Oh,
for
gosh.
D&D.
Yeah. At least it's not pills to make you super giant strong
Oh, I
or
know,
whatever.
right?
And
But
Those
see,
are
I'd
my
rather,
favorite
I'd
ones.
rather
I know,
have
they're good
those because
classics.
I eventually
Oh,
want to
they're
make,
it's good.
yeah, like
The Teenage Mutant. Oh, we can show that.
Chow
Show
down,
that. Show that.
dudes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cereal. That's classic. If there's anything total nostalgia, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cereal. That's awesome.
Okay.
And the one she
It's
just
jawsome.
you start with that one. She just pulled that one up.
And that's
You pull
popped
from the
up on hotkeys.
Yeah. So that
I'll
is.
just hold it up and y'all talk about it.
It's a new costume for Psylocke. Was this the first time she showed up in the X-Men book?
Yeah. That's
Because
when
she starts out where? Where does she start out?
I think
Is
that's
it New Mutants? I could be wrong. I
Yeah,
probably
it's-
am wrong, but
her. Well, Psylocke was around, I think,
She needs a good pressing.
before then.
you got a couple copies of this. I think you may have gotten a copy of this out of the second batch you bought, and I know you've got one over in the store.
Yeah, I've probably got a bunch of those,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. And it's a classic cover. I've seen that cover a ton, and I always assumed
What
it was
is she
Psylocke's
at?
first.
252.
256.
Yeah.
Uncanny X-Men 256.
256.
I've seen that.
So it's the debut of classic Psylocke costume.
It's a classic costume, yeah.
First appearance of Kawanan.
Yeah.
Later becomes. Who comes up with these
The
names?
Rose Warriors.
Revenge.
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
reason that this comic has spiked up though is because it's a cover appearance of the Mandarin. That's the Mandarin standing behind her.
Is it? Okay.
what it says on
yeah,
here.
it says Mandarin right there. I didn't
Yeah.
look at that. Okay.
It's trending
He has
at
a new
$18
assassin,
high
and Psylocke
end
is
right
her
now.
name.
They say that's a classic Psylocke costume. Classic Psylocke costume
Is her- in her-
the purple swimsuit.
Yeah, that-
the Jim
Yeah.
Lee. That's classic Psylocke. Now that may be original.
Obviously,
Psylocke. or
Psylocke
whatever.
becomes
Storm?
Lady Mandarin,
Okay. Well.
and she does that in the next issue,
Do they
Okay.
get married?
which I'm pretty sure I got this.
Well, I mean, there she is in her costume right there.
Yeah, if seriously, like
So,
later
I
on in the
mean, butt
same
hanging out and
issue. Oh, that
everything.
was hey, if you wanted to see a good-looking X-Man, it was always looking for Jim Lee drawing Psylocke.
Yeah, it's like, why is she...
That's weird. Why? Yeah, see,
Yeah,
they-
I mean, there she
I
is,
assumed
butt
that
cheeks and all.
I assumed that didn't show up until way later.
Maybe that's what they're actually talking about. That's
probably
when she
is.
starts wearing that. I
Well,
tell you,
then
the
that makes
chick
a
that
lot
they
more
had
sense.
play
Is
her
that
in
Storm?
X-Men First Class was a good Psylocke.
Mm-hmm.
Or not First Class,
No.
Age of Apocalypse.
Olivia Munn.
Yeah, she did
Yeah.
a good
Yeah,
job.
she was all
She
right.
kind of pulled the look off.
Yeah, and I think she is partially Asian. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Olivia Munn.
I've always
is.
liked Psylocke.
Yeah. Olivia Munn started out on. So do you know who she is?
No.
There used to it was what was it, video game television or whatever. There was a whole channel dedicated to it. And eventually that became G4. There was a show on G4 called Attack of the Show. She was the co-host on that show. Like they talked about video games and just a lot of stuff like we would talk about, like just nerd pop culture stuff,
Yeah.
kind of stuff like
So
that.
she's kind of nerdy.
She was well, no, probably not.
She was
She's
just
probably
hot,
just-
and they're
she
like,
was
"Hey,
hot.
here's a script.
There's a picture. Yeah, exactly.
We need you to talk about this and let all these nerds think
Exactly.
that you're nerdy.
Right.
And if you can pull that off, you're
I
doing
think
pretty
that's
good."
it. But so do you remember
go to the
Olivia?
next one?
Do you remember Olivia Munn was in the Iron Man movie? She was the reporter in Iron Man 2 when they had that expo at the beginning. You
And
know,
he kind
the
of
Tony-
brushes her off.
Well, she's like, we're going to be here all year talking about what's going on with the star. That's her. That's Olivia Munn.
Huh.
I think that may have been her first movie role. Not sure.
I wonder though why they have her on this dorky outfit in the front.
I
Is that
think
what
that's
she?
her original, and then in that comic, she actually gets the classic that we were
Okay,
talking
well that's
about.
dorky. I don't
It
like that
is,
at
yeah.
all. I like
That's
her
one of
new
those
outfit way better.
impractical
Yeah.
outfits, too, because nobody fighting a big cape.
No.
That is so impractical.
And so this one is the first team Big Hero
Heroes,
6. So you get like the first Baymax.
That looks nothing like what you see in
Yeah,
the Disney
no.
movie.
Nothing.
There's some names
I
that
can't
that are the
remember,
same.
Lemon something.
Beyond that, there ain't.
Oh, Honey Lemon, Hero, Baymax.
You know what? I wonder now today.
Go Tamago.
I wonder if today,
Silver Samurai,
now that Disney has the
Sunfire.
rights to Marvel and everything, do you think Disney, if they made Big Hero 6 today, would put Silver Samurai in that movie?
Well, they're doing something with this, and this is why this book has shot up. I think they're doing a TV show of Big Hero 6.
Do you think Silver Samurai will be in it?
If they were smart, they would.
Do you think they'll just roll into the movie cast that they had? Probably.
But I don't know. Yeah, Big Hero 6 is confirmed for Disney Plus. I feel like if they're gonna do this, their smart play would be to do the Marvel
They won't.
and tie it into these
because
Marvel
they've
shows.
They've already got a following for the original movie, or they've got recognition for the original. Nobody, if you showed that,
Nobody knows who those people
nobody
are. I mean,
knows.
they don't look like Baymax.
If you showed a poster from the Disney movie and the big pup,
which
pillow
I like
guy,
this Baymax better.
He looks
Yeah,
cool.
he kinda
I like
looks like a
from Big Hero
gargoyle
6, I like
type.
Big Hero.
I like Big Hero
Baymax.
6.
He was pretty cool.
I like that
Yeah.
cartoon. It's
Cool,
really
those
good.
are some cool
But
toys,
this is
too.
on the rise.
We're
Yeah.
double sided. Which one you showing?
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start with the showstopper.
So that's first appearance of
Asajj Ventress.
Asajj, or whatever her name is.
I picked up her Black Series figure today. Found it at Walmart. Retail.
Ooh,
retail. yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
pay those scalper
Hard to get
prices.
it.
It was actually cheaper in retail. It was 17. They were like 18 bucks.
What was
at
that,
Walmart for some
Republic?
reason.
Yes.
Star Wars Republic.
Star Wars Republic 60.
60. She's cool. Any Sith that's like using dual lightsabers or whatever. She's got a cool look.
Republic?
Philip was gonna Star
Yeah.
Wars Republic. Philip was gonna build a. We're going to Disney, 4th of July.
Yeah.
And he was gonna build a lightsaber.
Oh, did you
But,
make the reservations?
Dude, no, because it's like prices start at $219,
Yeah.
and it only lasts 20 minutes.
Yeah, but you're only going to be there this one time, and you could come home with that lightsaber. I had thought that
It's the origin of her.
it's not her first appearance.
Not her first appearance.
Yeah.
But that's the newsstand version right
What
there.
are we talking about? How much?
Well, if it's in high grade, it's $100 raw. That's going to be like in
It
between
needs
mid and
press.
high.
It's got a little.
Yeah, you
I
can
think
fix
a lot of that would press out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a little discoloration on the spine, like you were talking about color breaks or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's right on the spine.
All the
so-
spine ticks.
Yeah.
But, newsstands are hard to get high grade. That's why they're so
Yeah,
expensive
'cause they're
high
right
grade.
That's a
Touching
good
them.
condition for a newsstand.
Uh,
And the cover
Still
doesn't
a cool
come all the way
comic.
to the end.
Yeah.
Anyways, ready for the next
Well,
one?
pressing it
nice
might
one.
fix that too if it realigns
Yeah,
the.
roll it
the
back
that's
version.
the
over.
final
Roll
issue
spine.
of that Blood Syndicate.
Final issue, right?
Final issue.
Yep.
Super scarce. There was not many ordered by the...
A lot of times when comics suck, the retailers won't order that many copies.
Yeah.
If it don't sell...
Get like, oh, we only ordered 10,000.
Well, like the early issues of, we were talking about Invincible earlier today. The early issues of Invincible, some of those were like only 9,000 issues ordered by retailers.
And that's low.
Yeah, and
That
so,
is a $65 comic and on the rise.
Can't imagine.
Sweet.
That's crazy.
But
Next.
a lot of these people are suspecting because they're going to do the Static movie.
Right.
And
Yeah.
these guys are in the Static universe.
It was basically a mini universe created of our African American characters
Yeah,
in DC.
yeah.
I can't remember what it was called, but it was it Milestone? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Milestone did the
Milestone,
comics.
yeah.
And they get their powers. There's a riot,
Mhm.
and the police shoot this experimental tear gas, and everybody at the riot gets these superpowers.
That's Blood Syndicate, right?
Well, that's how Static is. But all
But-
these people are part of the same thing, and I'm pretty sure they all are part of the Static verse where they all...
So there was
They call that like the Big Bang or something like that, I think, in Static.
the
but
origin of mutants.
They're 100% doing a Static movie.
yeah,
And that Michael B. Jordan is a producer on it.
yeah.
And, I mean, if it does well, I mean, why
Sky's
not
the
set up something like this?
Yeah.
For real.
You check a lot of boxes for people.
Yep. I
So-
had a bunch of those number ones when I was a kid because it was like, I'll go to the store, I buy there number one on it. Give me one of those. So I had Blood Syndicate. I had, is it Hardwire? Is that one of the other ones?
Hardwire.
I didn't have Static. I don't know why I didn't get
Static, Icon.
that. I may have had Icon. I want to say,
Those are the big.
I want
the
to say
main
out
ones.
of when they came out, I want to say there was a little bit of buzz around Static even back then. That it wasn't the
He
easiest
had a
one to-
cartoon back then.
Yeah, I think it wasn't the easiest one to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Like there may have been some value attached to that back
And
then.
then
Even.
all these just died off, and
All right.
final issues are kind of up there.
Moving on.
That is the
Classic
very
She-Hulk.
last
Last
issue of the Savage She-Hulk.
I don't remember seeing that when we were going through these.
Final issue. It's not very expensive. I think it's like a $30 book.
Still, I like.
A lot of times
She-Hulk
you're
books.
better off picking up final
Final
issues
issues, yeah.
of a
Yeah.
run than you are first
It's
issues.
usually because the
Let's go
scarce
better.
numbers in production, right?
Yeah, because
I
there's a
mean,
reason it's ending,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
end something that's good.
You don't end something.
That's
Making
why we're on
gangbusters.
Action Comics. Who knows what?
1,000 and something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next,
Yeah.
What we got?
Avengers number. We looked at this one last week.
But I got another one.
But we got another copy.
So this is
of
the
it.
cameo appearance of Taskmaster, the one where we're like, this
It's
should be
really the first.
This should be a
appearance
first
of Taskmaster.
appearance.
I don't know who's making those rules up. That's the first appearance of Taskmaster.
To me, that is.
Yes,
Like
'cause
you
it
know,
uses
Full body
the
shot.
name.
He says his own
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
It's
you know, we
so
got that
stupid.
Superboy Zero, which is the first cameo of King Shark, and all you see is his teeth. That's a
yeah,
cameo.
That's a cameo.
Yeah.
That's a cameo.
Yeah.
Fair.
I've
Don't
got
say
the
your name.
I've got the first appearance of Eddie Brock's hands.
Oh.
You
Oh,
know.
pushing the thing in the train
You
tracks.
know it, yeah. Web of Spider-Man.
That is an Incredible Hulk comic where it's a cover homage to Pulp Fiction with She-Hulk laying down like that chick in Pulp Fiction.
How much was it? I was so on the fence about wanting to buy that book from you just because I'm a
I like the
sucker for
cover.
homage covers.
Yeah.
I like
That
it.
is a cool, and I also
Yes.
love She-Hulk.
Smoking her celery.
I tell you,
Ah,
it took
so
me a
good.
long time to watch Pulp Fiction, but I
Yeah.
like Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction's a good movie.
Took me. In fact, we didn't watch it till
Why'd you
this
shoot him
year.
in the car?
Yeah, oh, it's so good. Yeah, they call in.
cleaning it.
Yeah. What's they call in the fox or whatever, ain't that? Or is it the wolf? It's the wolf, ain't it? That's
It's a $25 book.
Harvey Keitel. Man, that's.
I know, right?
I may end up getting that from you. We'll see.
It's a cool book.
It's
That's a
195
cool
cents, okay?
Oh, I'll pay that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
She just priced it.
195
195 cents. I'll do that. Here, you want me to go ahead and give you the cash now?
We'll put a decimal in there, maybe.
$1.95?
Yeah.
So
$1.95.
It's still
Same
195
thing, but okay.
No, 1950.
No, okay.
That would be adding a zero.
No,
Yeah.
I said add a decimal. If we add a point right
where?
there, it's 1950.
That's not how money works.
That is
Moving
how
on.
money
It's
works.
$195.
That is the first appearance of Psylocke as we know Psylocke.
Period. Right now,
No.
is this first appearance of what is it, Betsy Braddock, or is
Yes.
it actually Psylocke, or what?
Let me look it up.
Because there's some deal with her, isn't it, where she
Yeah,
inhabits someone?
She ends up. So Psylocke is Betsy,
Betsy Braddock,
which
which is Captain Britain's
Captain
sister.
Britain's sister.
Right.
I think something happens where her consciousness goes in some Asian chick.
Because she ends up in some Asian chick's body, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I
because she
don't- I
ain't, she
never-
ain't a European.
No, But she does speak British, I think. I think she speaks with a British accent coming out of an Asian female's body. Or I think. I don't know. Who knows? Like, I don't know. Why have I heard that Psylocke speak? Because
She's a comic character, and
Yeah.
they don't really speak.
maybe they've written some words that are like
But yeah, that's the first
stereotypical
appearance and origin of
British idioms or
Betsy
something.
Betsy Braddock
Okay.
in U.S. Comics, renamed Psylocke by Mojo.
How much are we talking here?
$50 comic.
$50. All right.
$50.
Next.
That's cheap for a
That's
Psylocke
not
first
bad.
appearance. She's
I
a
like
major
Psylocke.
character.
I do like Psylocke.
That's the Green Arrow issue. So if you watch the Green Arrow show,
Yep.
there's a character on there named John Diggle,
Yes.
who was not a part of comic books. This is the comic where they added John Diggle into the comic books.
Just
I
based off the
like
popularity
Diggle.
of the TV character.
Popularity of the
character.
TV show. He's one of my favorite characters
Yeah.
on Arrow.
Yeah.
It's his best friend.
Cool.
Yeah, Diggle's awesome. He's
Next.
gonna be in
And they got a
the.
baby.
I think he's gonna be in the Green
I'm gonna say
Lantern
This is the first
show.
Lady Deathstrike.
Now, is this the first appearance of Lady Deathstrike?
This
Might
is
be.
probably the first
Okay,
appearance of
let's
Lady
see if I
Deathstrike.
can-
First appearance of Lady Deathstrike.
Now, is this first appearance of Lady Deathstrike or the character what eventually becomes Lady Deathstrike? Is this Lady Deathstrike in
This is her Lady Deathstrike.
Okay.
She appears in another book prior to that as the lady who becomes her.
Yeah. Is her name Yuriko? Is that right?
no
She was
idea.
one of Wolverine's exes or something, I'm pretty sure.
That's why she hates him so much then?
I believe that's something to do with it, yeah. I love this. Like we're doing a whole podcast based around comic books.
Yeah.
I have a vague knowledge of classic comic books through the 90s, through the
What did she say?
2000s or something.
That is issue 33.
Do not take anything we say as hard. I will never say that I
Yeah,
know this is a
no,
stone cold fact.
Oh, I don't know anything other than
what it's worth.
what it's
And that's because that app tells you that. We don't really know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a $20 book.
It's cool, though.
All right. We got two more.
Next.
That is the second to last issue of that Blood Syndicate, and it's just because of that.
That's a cooler
Yeah.
looking cover than the
It's
other
hyped
one.
up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as much as that other one.
And then the best one.
Here we
But
go. Last.
That is a cool cover.
It is.
It is
It looks
cool.
really cool. The colors and everything that it uses.
Yeah.
So is this the last? Is this the last key out of that first run? Not surely not.
That is,
This
man.
is the last key of that first run. Okay.
There
Out of
could be
5,000
more,
comic
but, you know,
books.
we've only went through.
Right.
Well, there's probably
That's true. We did not go through every box
No.
with the app.
These
to
are-
find
yeah.
the key. That's right.
These
That's
are just
right.
ones we found
These
right
are-
now.
And there were a ton that we were all separated at that time.
Yep.
You was looking through a box, I was looking through a box, and we
And
were
I know
sorting
zero.
really. Well, that's what I mean. You were pulling keys because you recognized a bunch
Yeah.
of them just by sight. Then we went through a bunch of the big names like all the X books and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
pulled the keys out of that. There were a ton of books and stuff that you thumbed through that I might want or whatever that I never saw. and the way we sorted them and stuff. So there could be more books in that group out of
Yeah.
5,000 that you
We
would end
certainly
up
went through
pulling.
them,
There's
sadly.
more. There's minor keys.
So I found,
Yeah.
there was one book in there. It was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles micro series, and it said villains.
Oh wait, where are
And
those other books?
which you had more, right?
Yeah, because I had the.
Thunderbolts.
That's coming. I
Okay,
had the
okay.
first appearance of what's her name? There's probably another box somewhere
That's what I'm
that some of
starting
these
to
got
think.
put
We
in.
ended up with more than
There's
that.
boxes everywhere.
Because we had the first appearance of Shredder's.
Karai,
Yeah.
his granddaughter.
Yeah, his
That's right,
granddaughter.
yeah, and there were 2 copies. I got one, and you kept one.
Yeah, so somewhere in one of these boxes, there's going to be some more.
We'll
keys.
roll into that eventually.
Yeah.
Some of the later keys we pulled may have come from this first group. It doesn't really matter. It's
All these though did come from the first lot of comics
This
that I
one
bought.
Here's the
But this was
winner.
probably the big one out of there.
And this is the biggest one out of both lots. Out of all,
Yeah,
however many
money-wise,
14,000
yeah.
comics.
well, in
that's,
terms of like hotness,
Yeah.
yeah,
well,
but
in
there's
terms
some-
of value, right?
No,
Did you have
that-
something bigger than that?
that echoes as much as that is.
Okay.
Yeah. That's first Thunderbolts.
First appearance of the classic Thunderbolts team.
Crazy thing, that wasn't even bagged and boarded in there. It was just in there.
Just loose.
Just loosey goosey,
Crazy.
just sitting in
And-
there.
And we had
Around.
talked about. Did we not talk about this book on the podcast, or were we just talking in a general?
We talked about it on the
conversation?
podcast because remember Eddie bought it at the
Yeah.
con. He bought
Okay,
it
that's
graded
what it
at a
was.
9.8, and he wants that one.
Yeah.
He wants it bad.
Wants it bad. He's putting the peer pressure on you.
He is.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
Uh,
send
you gotta
this one
hold-
in. Yeah, we'll
You gotta
send
hold
to
it.
get
You're gonna send
graded.
this one in. Get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it pressed and get it graded.
Yeah.
Eddie thinks it's a 9.4, and it could be a 9.6, but he looked at it pretty heavily. He thinks it'll be at least a 9.4.
Cool
Well, let's
book though,
hope so.
man. Cool
So-
book. I like the
That's a
original
good
Thunderbolts.
book.
Now they've done a lot with Thunderbolts, and there's been some cool teams and cool characters have been added to the Thunderbolts. I like the original vanilla team. I thought was pretty cool.
So that is it for.
That's it
so
for the first
far
lot.
For what
I
we
bet
can
people-
find.
yeah,
we've got-
Well, there's
Yeah.
more, and there's a
Yeah,
bunch
what we
of.
find right in a second.
When you look at, you said 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just went through Robert 20. That doesn't
Yeah.
sound great.
It don't.
You know. Now, but that being said, too, I pulled probably 100 or books or better out of that lot too. That's like, I'm gonna buy these before you know.
So we'll make
none
our
of-
money back on David. So I mean that's
Probably.
okay. Man.
I'm a mark, man. So there probably wasn't any big keys in that. I did get that Karai that you were talking about, one copy of that, but yeah, I'm a sucker.
Obviously, there's some more of them somewhere
Gotta
up
be
in
some
there.
more.
So, and we hadn't even finished going through pulling all those up either. So
Right. We that's
geez.
another one we need to do.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
That
still.
was a hit midnight. And we were like, that's enough
we
that I
for
haven't-
today.
And-
And then we went and bought more.
But the next week you go
We
back and
did.
buy another however many thousand
Yeah.
it was.
Because
and
that was. What day did we go through those? Monday, Tuesday.
we went through the first batch on
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Yeah,
the
Tuesday.
podcast
and then
night.
Saturday we went. And Friday.
Friday night you went and bought more, and we did we get together Friday night after work and go through them again?
No, we got on Friday. It was Saturday because you rode with Philip to go
That's
get
right.
the rest of the boxes.
That's right. Me and Philip
then came back.
That's right. So y'all filled the car up Friday night.
Yep.
Saturday morning we got up and me and
Yep.
Philip went back and got the remainder of them.
Yep.
And then after work Saturday we showed back up here and went
Yeah.
through as many
Y'all
as
were
we
going through
could
them while I
until
went to town.
we didn't even finish
And
that
then
night.
Sunday
we
went
came
down
back
too.
Sunday
Yeah.
afternoon and finished them up again. Golly, it was a ton of books and it was more exciting. Like it was just every box had something in it.
Yes.
There was
And
something.
the good
to be
thing is,
found.
these were alphabetized.
yes.
Whereas
Holy crap.
those were every man for themselves.
Yeah, so like when you're using that key collector app, you're sorting by you're pulling up the book of the name of the book, then figuring out which volume it is, which is hard to find
Yes.
sometimes, and then searching for individual issues.
Yep.
This was over here we're jumping from this story to this story to this story to this story, and they weren't sorted, so
Yeah.
we did a little pre-sorting to begin with, which made it a little easier. These you go through, it's like when I
Yes.
get to Robin, there may be
Exactly,
two
you're in
boxes.
Robin.
You're in Robin. You
Yes.
stay there and you find all the keys and everything. It definitely made it a whole lot easier. But we were a lot more, or y'all were. They're not mine. Well, y'all be successful because I'm buying a bunch of them from you.
Right.
But Philip was a lot more successful with this second grouping than we were with the first one. It was,
Yes.
but per 100 issues, there were more keys available in here. Stuff that when the guy went through and pulled keys, because he did. But some of these books just weren't important at the time, and now they are. So. Pretty cool. That's the one we were just talking about.
Yeah,
that
this one
was
needs bagged and boarded,
Philip can
too.
tell us more about it or whatever. But it was like when we looked these books up the other day, that was like 40, and now it's 6 days later, and it's a $125 book just because Netflix picks up the options on something. Was it called Sweet Tooth?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
finally announced They finally announced the premiere date,
Oh, okay.
and so it's coming out in June.
So it's
on
inked
Netflix.
now, what are you doing over there? What are you doing?
I'm
over
trying. Well, You know, there's a bunch in here.
Yeah, we can. And like I said,
I mean, you
if
pull
we,
some at a time.
Well, I'm just trying to find the heavy hitters first.
Yeah,
Ah.
and like I said, I can pull some of these pauses out if we need to.
Yeah.
I never do. I always say that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because we're bound to say something interesting and clever in between here that you can't edit out.
Maybe not.
Is it a little goat boy? Is that, or is it a little deer boy?
Deer boy,
Looks like.
maybe?
Is he a deer?
Yeah, he's a deer.
Why is his name? Is it Sweet Tooth? I keep forgetting what it is.
I guess because he likes chocolate.
Is
His
it-
name's Gus.
Sweet Tooth. And how is that not a copyright
It's
infringement?
Gus.
Surely to goodness, the guys that do Twisted Metal have got Sweet Tooth
Where did I put those
copywritten.
other ones?
Which one are you looking for?
Up top
Yeah, get
above
up
your
there.
head.
Get up
What
there
else
you
above
need.
your head?
Yeah, there's a couple stacks up there.
And we're back.
We're not back yet.
We're semi-back. Dave's got to check himself in his mirror. He keeps on his phone.
Looking good.
Do you have a bag and board for Sweet Tooth?
No, Sweet Tooth's a little...
I got some bags and boards over here. Remember
That
we
one
brought-
wasn't bagged and boarded, and it's sad, too, because it's a little rough.
All right, so we're back.
It's really not that
I
rough.
it looks
There's
pretty
a, like a-
good.
It looks
semi-terror.
better than the Thunderbolts.
No, it don't.
I mean, not Thunderbolts. The other one.
What were we talking about?
The Asanji?
Yeah, that needed pressed.
Yeah,
Whichever. That's
that
fine.
needs press, too. It'll probably press
What
out.
book were we talking about? That needed pressing?
The Star Wars
Asajj
Republic.
Ventress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So,
Well, I
jump
guess
back into
all
that.
these
So
could press.
first one's
So-
gonna be this weirdo one.
Yeah, what a freak of nature
Sweet
here.
Tooth.
So we looked this book up, and you pull it because a week ago it keyed for what?
It was like $35.
$35. Today you look it up, and it's
$125.
just because Netflix has picked up the option.
And it had gotten up as high as like 50 before, and it started falling back down because I think a lot of people didn't think that it was gonna happen.
But that's just the kind of thing to where that guy could have looked through these books a week ago and said, "I pulled all the keys," and then a week later, that big of a difference happened.
oh
Thank
big
you, Netflix.
big difference.
And when this goes off, that could drop back. That's just 125 right now because people are scrambling to
Oh,
buy
yeah.
it.
Oh,
As
yeah.
these
So you
guys,
gotta hurry up and sell it.
that's what I mean. Like 2 weeks
Robert
from now,
Downey
that might go back
Jr.'s
to.
production company is the one that's doing it.
And I'll tell you what, if you want to do business with somebody right now, probably him.
But I mean, who knows? It looks weird.
It does look weird.
I don't even know what it's gonna be about. I don't know anything. He's a deer man.
All right, we've said enough about Sweet
Yeah.
Tooth. Move
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
you freak.
He obviously eats a candy bar.
Yeah,
Bam.
this is cool.
That's Spider-Man #1 with Todd McFarlane run, and it's just that variant gold cover. I think it's
Do they still call it a first printing? It's just a variant of the first.
yeah. I
printing,
think it
or-
was It might have been the Walmart edition.
During that time, there's a
I'll tell
ton
you.
of books that Marvel did, and if it was the second print, it got that gold background. I don't think this is one of them, but a ton
That's
of
how
them
the
do.
cable
That's
is.
the way that
and it's
uh,
worthless.
That death of Ilana Rasputin or whatever. There was a X-Men that had it. That yeah, there was a ton of them that were that way. I want this. Oh, that one's rough too. Good. It's got a lot of spine damage on it.
Crazy.
Right? It is. Hey, I'm not kidding. Look at that, Renee.
That
Be
is the
honest,
second
Renee.
printing,
Look at all the
just
white
gold
bars.
cover.
Look at like white stuff on there.
I'll take sharp.
It's been folded back. No, you can't take a Sharpie to it. You'd make it worse.
I'll make it better. Oh, wait.
Yeah, second printing.
Yeah, okay.
The gold is second printing. Okay.
Yeah,
This is
that-
cool. This is the last. This is fine. Go ahead. Were you saying anything else about Spider-Man? I don't know.
No. I'm
Okay.
It's
good with
Spider-Man.
He's
It's
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
It
Tom
says
McFarlane.
Final Crisis, the last issue, 7 of 7. Why is this one a key, Philip?
First appearance of Calvin Ellis.
The
The
African American
African
Superman
American
from
Superman,
like a-
Earth.
it's alternate Earth in the
Yeah,
DC
it's
Three.
not
universe.
Earth 2.
23.
23. It's 23. That's,
Yeah, I
that's
think that
correct.
is it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
look at you.
Whoa!
Look at
Come on!
me.
So
And I
they
mean-
so they gather up an army of Supermen to fight Darkseid. I believe that's what happened. And he just happens to be one of the ones they pull. He's got a cool looking suit. It's like more. It's like his emblem is reversed, like where it's normally yellow, it's red, and where it's normally red, it's yellow. He's got a cool looking character. Apparently, the guys said he's based off of Barack Obama.
Oh,
The
really?
character, yeah, the actual, because he's the president in his Earth. He's the president. What's that?
We got Ash saves
Ash saves
Barack Obama.
Well, we've got a Spider-Man
Somewhere.
in here somewhere in this stack that's got the Barack Obama variant that's got
Yeah.
him drawn on the cover or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Ash saves Barack
Oh.
Obama.
Huh.
They don't know if that J.J. Abrams Superman is going to be this Superman or if it's going to be that Earth 2 Superman, Val Zod or whatever his name is.
He's not African American by the comic, is he? Or is
He's
he? I
African-American,
didn't know
actually.
that. Okay, so that's the only one I know.
I'm leaning more towards that they're going to use this guy.
Now, in honesty, and they should. I think they should. In honesty, look at that book. What kind of grade are you saying on that book right there? Look at the
This is
spine.
a high grade.
Look at the spine. It's white.
This is still going to grade high.
Even when the color's
give it a
broken like
9.
that.
I give
If
it
it's a 9, that's still high.
Oh, okay.
Anything in the 9s is
What's
high.
that go for?
It's $100 book.
See, I'd like to have one, but I don't like it that much.
Well,
Why not? It's an investment.
It is.
When they officially announced this movie,
I'm not writing it off. I bought the action figure of it. I think it's a cool looking costume. I might end up getting that eventually.
I swear I got another one of these.
He didn't
You
have it out there. Cause
I mean, we only got like how many comics that we
Oh
got?
my gosh! If this is what was this? How much did we come up with here?
12, about 13,000 right here.
If this
Just
is
in this-
13,000, then you probably got well over 40. I would say total.
40,000.
When you
Well,
think?
count the
Maybe
ones in the
more.
store.
Oh, probably because I
Might be
mean
more.
We
that
probably got like 80,000
Yeah,
comics.
probably so. God, it took forever to go through the ones in the container out back. I worked on that for 3 or 4 days to go
Yeah, you
through
did.
those.
and I need to do it too.
Yeah, we need to do what we did to these, to the books in the
Yeah.
store
Yeah.
and in the
We
container.
need to take them and organize them all.
I need to
That's
get them all out of there because they're all double
Y'all
bagged.
need yeah.
Oh.
The week that y'all take for vacation, you should take one extra day, and then I'll take off work too, and we come in here and actually spend a 12 or 14-hour day doing some of this stuff instead of just talking about
Well,
it.
we could do it that Sunday before we go because we're not going to that.
Well, I
Monday.
got church in the morning. I can meet you here after.
Yeah.
So we talk about it at noon after on that day. Maybe that'll work out. And we just knock some of it out.
That's first appearance of Savant, who that Michael Rooker
Michael Rooker.
is going to play in the Suicide Squad.
Cool.
It's like a $25, $30 book.
Cool.
I like the cover.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
This is a cool cover here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lady Death.
Lady
always.
Death's cool. So.
Not Lady Death.
I
Just
mean,
Death.
look, she
Yeah.
tricked me into
She
saying it.
tricked you. She
That's-
and she knew when she said that wasn't it. Yeah. She's like, watch this. I'll make Philip like it.
That's the first cover appearance of Death in a DC continuity
'Cause
story,
she
and her
started in
first
Vertigo,
appearance in
right?
a DC continuity story.
Really cool.
She actually appeared in a Marvel comic before DC.
What was it?
It's an Incredible Hulk book. It's the wedding of somebody, and she's at the wedding because the creator of her, I guess, wrote that book.
Was
or
it that
drew it.
wedding issue that you got out of that run?
Yeah, I got it. Where Hulk's on the cover like he's crying.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy that for me probably
I
because
think,
that was not a super expensive book. I may buy that.
It's like 15, 20
Something like
bucks.
that.
I think it's first appearance at Talos,
Okay,
the scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is like a $35, $40 book.
just because of that cover,
Just because of that cover.
which is cool. She's a cool looking character. She is a cool character.
Well, and you got the Sandman show coming out.
You watched
Yeah.
the animated short about her, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I thought,
liked
like
it,
where
yeah.
they had the painting or whatever. Like it
Yeah.
was just perfect. Yeah, pretty cool. She's a cool character.
So
What we got
this
here?
one I don't understand the cover because it looks
Batman.
like Batman's trapped in a city.
Batman Ego.
Literally trapped in a
Why'd
city.
you pull this one for? It's
I pulled
drawn by
that
Darwin Cook, I think. Is that his name?
Because the new Batman movie, he said he drew heavy
See if I
inspiration
can-
from this comic book.
Well,
Okay.
it's white at the bottom, isn't it? Okay.
Is-
So it's like a $50 book.
It is.
currently.
It's $50 right now.
$50
Okay,
right
I didn't
now.
know that.
Get
I thought that
some-
was one that you had pulled just
Get some
because.
Triple
No,
X
so
nudies.
it'll
Something dirty's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on in
Get
Gotham
some
City.
Triple X nudies on there.
Oh, man.
It'll probably go up
Get some
if
I bet it will.
bars.
the movie comes out and you can pinpoint that it is heavily
Yeah, if it
pulled from
definitely-
this book.
Right. If it bars from that, it will.
Yeah, it'll 100% go up.
Still, $50 ain't bad.
$50 ain't
Because
bad.
you,
I like this
you could
next
throw out.
No.
There's a ton of those thick Batman books like that. Ain't worth nothing.
Oh, here,
I
my
got
list.
the whole run.
Did you complete it? Because there's ain't there like 14 issues?
Well,
That's
let me
every
start
bit
with
of
this
it.
one then.
Okay.
That's
Here
the
we
whole
go.
thing.
So
The
So-
next animated movie, well, I guess actually the next one to be released will be that JSA, but right after that, it's supposed to be Long Halloween, right?
Yeah, this comes out soon.
Have you ever read it?
Never read it.
It's a really good Batman story.
I know that Jensen Ackles is playing Batman, so I was pretty pumped about
Yeah.
that. The guy from Supernatural.
Yeah,
it's almost,
it is actually
Wait,
it's a
I'm
really
talking
good story.
about
They
flip
introduce a bunch of characters in this, and it's a really good story.
But I got the whole run,
That would be
Maybe I
one.
just
oh,
shook
man.
her.
So issue one's like what, $60, right?
65.
Do they drop precipitously after that?
Most all
or-
the I can tell you. There's like one more that's like 20, and the rest are like 12.
That's one of those that I would be just because you don't see it very often. I'd be sorely tempted to buy the entire run.
I sold
what's
this whole
cool
thing on
is-
eBay a while back for
Each
like
one of them focus on a holiday.
Yeah,
that's
I say, so
that's
each
the way
one,
the
for
story
every
is.
month.
Yep.
Each month has a.
They find something for
specific
every month,
cover.
and the story, the portion of the story revolves around that or whatever.
So the number 2's 15, number 3's 12, 4's 20, 5 is 12, 6 is 12, 7 is 12, 8 is 10, 9 is 12,
That's the worst one.
10 is 8.
What was it?
So for Mother's Day, it's got him in front of his mama's grave.
well, guess what's coming next week?
Oh, yeah,
or next month.
Father's Day. Well, okay, it did double.
Yeah, let's
whammy.
go ahead and show
It's
that.
double
Yeah.
whammy.
Hey,
So you get Batman.
Martha on one, and what's his dad's name? Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the other.
Thomas Wayne. So he's.
I've
They're
never seen the
Mother's
original.
Day, Father's Day.
You know, that's what you do. That's the best you can do.
And
I've never
11
seen
and
these
12 are
covers.
10 each, and then 13's 15.
So
Well,
you're
you
probably
got
talking
Fourth of
$300 for the
July.
run, close to it, right? I mean, it'd be near the 250, something like that.
I would think.
If number one's 60, you probably
This one's on the rise for some reason, number 2. I don't
got
really know.
Solomon Grundy in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
September?
What'd they call it? Labor Day
One
for
more.
September.
October.
In October, yep.
It
Finishes
started with
back-
October
starts with
and it
Oc-
ended
yep. So what
October.
issue is that? What's that? What part does it
13.
say? I want to say there's 14 books, Philip. I mean, does
No,
it
it says
say?
right here, 2 of 13.
I know, but I think they actually did a 14th
No,
book. I
they-
could have sworn.
Why would they put 2 of 13?
Because the same reason that
confuse you.
the same reason that some of these
They
books
didn't.
say 1 of 4.
This
and it
is
ends
the
up
whole
Okay.
story.
Okay, I could.
They did a hardback, like a Long Halloween.
I've got
graphic
the
novel.
I've got the trade.
You want the hardcover.
Yeah.
It's about $200.
Okay. I do not have that.
It's got 4 pages of additional story, so there's your
It's
14th.
the only way you can get it. Only way you can get it. I could have sworn that I read something that said, or maybe I'm thinking that it's Long Halloween. It was only supposed to be a year, and they went 13. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I could have
Could
sworn.
be.
it was
Maybe
14.
that's what you're
Maybe
thinking.
it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
So I'm gonna hold these
Maybe
next
that's
two
what I'm
up
thinking.
together since it's number 9 and number 10
Here
are
we
the
go.
same.
What do we got?
Well, they're separate technically.
Daredevil.
Well, then okay.
Okay, here we go. All right.
We'll go
That's
9
first Echo.
First appearance of Echo, which later becomes Ronin, which later becomes Echo, right? Or is she just named Echo in this?
She's
or?
named Echo in
Okay.
this.
She becomes Ronin in New Avengers
Yeah, she
before
becomes
Clint Barton
Ronin.
takes up the mantle.
That's a hot book right now.
Yeah. Are they doing something with her? Is there a reason?
They said that she's getting her own show.
Isn't she?
her own
Is she
series.
deaf or mute? Or
She's deaf
she's
and
deaf and mute, maybe. I don't know.
I know she's deaf.
She's a differently abled
Let's find out.
superhero along the lines of Daredevil, and that's where
That's
she
the
showed
one
up.
you
So that
said
makes
those-
sense.
Those tag words.
And that's
Yeah.
her
like
first
that.
Those look
cover
words.
You like that?
appearance right there, and then her first
Now, see, I
appearance
do
of
have to
her
cancel that one
dad,
out,
Crazy Horse.
probably, because I'm not sure you could do that. Who knows? We're walking in a minefield here, and we're not equipped to traverse it. Whatever.
Sponsor our podcast.
Please,
Somebody.
We'll try not to say things bad, and if we do, I'll try to edit them out. But
Yeah.
you can't guarantee that. I might miss something.
Amino Energy.
Please
Sponsor us?
call us.
Yeah.
Call us.
Just with some free drinks.
Just reach out. Yeah, that'd be
I
fine.
buy so many on
we
Amazon
would
every month.
We would
Dang.
advertise every week if
I
you
know,
just send
right?
us the drinks
Yeah.
for free.
Oh, hey, y'all
Here
there.
we go. It's not
Man.
that late yet. Now come on.
This week's
It is
episode
actually
brought to you
10
by
o'clock.
Middle of Nowhere Internet.
There you go. Right.
If you live in the middle of nowhere and need internet, contact Middle of Nowhere Internet.
It's good internet.
It's good.
Future investor in the
Got like 7
Total
of 'em.
Nostalgia 2 location,
Let's
correct?
hope so. Let's hope so.
Bigger building for sure.
Details to
I know,
come.
right?
That's the first appearance of Dakin, and that's just the variant issue right there.
Flash
Good
it.
Little kid who's killing everybody.
Nah, that's the way he goes.
If you can see the dead bodies on the
Wolverine
bottom.
sees it, he gonna kill it.
Yep.
I don't know if that's Wolverine on the cover.
He's got the
Is it
Wolverine
Dakin?
haircut.
I thought it was, but it could
Yeah,
be
it's
Dakin
probably
as a
Wolverine.
kid. I don't know.
He
Who
got the
knows?
Wolverine
Yeah,
haircut.
surely that's Wolverine.
It's Wolverine
It
with a
probably
knife.
is.
He's the only idiot that can grow hair like that.
I know, right?
Well, him and Wolfsbane and Farrell.
How does he grow hair like that?
I don't
Same
know.
too.
It don't just happen. Because if it did, I'd have had it by now.
And then that's the regular issue cover of Dakin.
Oh, it's the same. One's a variant. Okay, I
yeah,
got
so
you,
one's
got
a
you.
variant and one's not.
Is the variant worth any more or less, or just about the
Variants,
same?
this variant's less.
Yeah.
The variant you want is that 1 in 100 retail incentive that I should have bought at the con. It's up to almost $500.
Now, that's
right
the
now.
one that's got his wrist claw coming out
Yeah.
as well
That's
as
the one
this
he only
right.
had for like $100-something, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like I want to say like $150.
Can you get in touch with
That's
the guy?
depressing.
I don't even know who he is,
Oh.
No.
but if I could,
Eddie
and,
might.
and he had it. Eddie thought he
Yeah.
bought something from him, but it wasn't that guy.
Oh,
I'm curious to
that's a
why
bummer.
did he not buy it
I
if it was
know.
actually
He didn't know it was there.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I never even saw that one.
Oh,
It's
wow.
up to $465 right now on
Holy
Key
crap.
Collector.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Yeah, I should have bought it.
I like them for the value, but I still roll back to where I prefer the standard cover as far as just collecting and looking
Well, you know,
at.
it looks just like this cover.
It
so
does,
It's
it's
got
just-
that third
I know.
claw.
But it's not
I know.
shiny.
I know that too, but I just like vanilla covers. Like I don't.
And I assume this probably is Wolverine then, and this is why
gotta
this
be,
one's
That's
yeah.
what
not.
it looks like.
Yeah, surely it is.
And that's why it's not as much of a variant, because, you know, if you're getting a first appearance of the character, I mean, you want something affiliated with him.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that's a cool looking cover. I mean, you
It
know,
is a cool cover.
yeah. So that was one of the books that I pulled out of when I was looking through your stuff today. It's the first appearance of X-23 in an X-Men book, and it shows the team of X-Men or whatever, and it's a blacked out. The cover has a blacked out silhouette of her hand with the 2 claws sticking out.
Where was that at?
It was out in the. It was out in the.
I think
Walmart.
that's a good.
It's a key. It's a $20 book, I think.
I'm about to say that's a good book.
It ain't marked for $20 on the cover though. Sorry.
Huh?
No, I wouldn't.
That's an
hold it.
$80 book
I
now.
don't think it's that much, but I wouldn't hold it to that.
It is now.
Because I pulled that Invincible book for you, and that was worth more. It wasn't that big a
We got
deal.
so many to pull
Yeah.
and go through. Jeez.
Right there.
All right.
Do we got more?
Oh, we've got more.
Oh, we got a whole
I
box.
guarantee you, we got
Whole
more.
short
Yeah,
box.
we've got more.
I got way more.
Yeah.
A lot of these though, I can't remember. Like one of those is a major key.
I saw that, and that's what threw me off about that box. I was like, I don't remember us finding any keys out of question.
But some of these I can't remember. Like
Breaking in, killing
some-
old people in their pajamas.
Something happened.
You
We
weren't
looked
at
them
house,
up.
you-
I just don't
You
remember.
got no face.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. That's what the
Maybe.
question never has a face. He's always got he wears a mask that he don't have a facial features.
Oh, so he's like,
Dark Man,
no,
Rorschach.
Dick Tracy.
Was
The
that Dick Tracy?
the
guy?
blank.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good pull there. That's a good pull.
Blank.
I love Dick Tracy. I like the class.
I like the movie.
My grandparents had some friends, and we went over to their house, and we would always do that. She'd be like, "Let's go see these people." I didn't know who these people were. Apparently, we were related to them somewhere down there. But the guy, like the dude, cooked us dinner that day, and he cooked us fried apple pies for supper. It was good. Anyways, on his shelf, we were in my grandma's car, and this is back when cars still had cassette players in them. We were sitting in his den or whatever, and I was looking on his shelf or whatever, and he had this little it's like this little wooden box that almost looked like a miniature, like one of those pallets where it's like just the strips of wood stapled together, and it was cassettes of the old classic Shadow. It was Shadow. It wasn't Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
The radio broadcast.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, "Hey man, do you care if I listen to this?" And he's like, "Oh man, take it." And so I went out to my grandma's car and listened to those, and it was the actual some of the I don't know how old that stuff is, but it was some of the actual original Shadow radio plays or whatever.
That's
It was
cool.
pretty neat. And then it comes from, so I came back later and I was like, that's one of those things I remember from my childhood. I was like, oh, look and see if I can find these anywhere.
Yeah.
And the one I found was pretty expensive. It was not cheap because I'm
People
sure.
throw cassettes away.
Right, it probably doesn't many exist
Yes.
anymore or whatever. But I thought that was cool.
I wish we could get a blank figure in. The reason why those are so hard to get is because they came out in Europe first, and then they realized they came out before the movie, like all the toys do, and it revealed who the character was under the mask. So they had to pull it.
So I'm
Madonna.
I got you. Okay, so that's what I was confused about that. So I all of the Dick Tracy villains are there's flat top, they all have some physical feature.
Yes.
I was thinking that the blank was just one of his normal ones, but it was Breathless or whatever from the okay.
It was Madonna, and
Yeah.
it revealed that
That's
before
right.
the movie came out. So they
That's
pulled
like
them all, 'cause people were getting ticked off.
is it Dr. Claw on Inspector Gadget?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the guy that all you see is his clawed hand?
Yeah,
Oh,
him
yeah.
and
The,
the cat.
the action figure,
Uh-huh.
his face was obscured, but if you bought the action figure, you actually got to see what
What's
Dr.
his
Claw's
name?
face looked like.
Oh.
Yeah, that
It's
was
like
pretty
Home
neat.
Improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Howdy, neighbor.
There were some good episodes of Home Improvement. I like that show. Conservative hero of the people.
Yeah. You know, they got that show
Tim Allen?
now.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
they got the show now where they have people build stuff and try it out. And
Really?
him and Al are on a show together.
Are you
And they
really?
have people build
I ain't seen
contraptions
that.
and do them.
Now I know
Assembly Required is what it's called.
back
Yeah.
when Tim Allen was younger or whatever. I remember do you remember that show that used to come on called? I think it was Hard Copy, and it was kind of like pre TMZ or whatever. It's kind of like they did the Hollywood news at the
Yeah.
time or whatever. And Tim Allen had some rough times.
He got arrested for
yeah.
He's
smuggling
hot.
cocaine.
I think he's a felon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cocaine,
he did
yeah.
time in a federal prison. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
he got
Yeah.
arrested in that time in I think it's Chicago.
That big old
Yeah.
mustache.
Where,
Yeah, he had that mustache
Yeah.
in his mugshot. Yeah,
So
You got
skinny.
sentenced to life
yeah.
if you were
Had hard drugs.
selling drugs.
So I remember
We learned that on that White Boy Rick.
that was
Yeah.
that was one of those shows where, or it's one of those memories that's just emblazoned in my mind. But it was talking about. This was when Tim Allen had developed that wholesome persona or whatever, just based off Home Improvement, I
Yep.
guess. Well, they had dug up. He was a comedian to start with.
Oh, yeah.
They had dug up some before he
Mm.
made it or whatever. He was like the MC or something of this some adult themed festival or whatever where he was going around with like a microphone getting women to show him his boobs and stuff.
I remember seeing that as a kid.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I
on
remember.
some
that
clip thing.
That's what I saw. I saw it was hard copy reporting on this, and it was
Yeah,
like
I remember that.
and it's blazoned in my memory. Where
That's
he's
pretty
just going-
blazing in my memory
Isn't it
too.
weird?
Like they're on the
That's
beach.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird. And I just remember seeing
So
that
you
on
got
hard
that,
copy.
they
And I
want to
was like,
like trash them about that, but yes,
That's
you
what I'm
got
talking
Girls Gone Wild. They would advertise every night. You fall asleep and you wake up to Girls
around
Gone
9
Wild.
o'clock, MTV started rolling them.
Yes.
Yeah, if you was watching, I'm
Yes.
trying to watch Spawn.
You'd
They
be
try,
like,
they
I
shoving
know
their
that
boobies in my face. Yeah, yeah. You don't know who you gonna see.
They don't like Tim
I think I
Allen
went to
because
school with her.
Yeah.
he's conservative.
Oh, for sure. That's what. Well, this was before they were even Well, I'm sure they probably always bashed conservatives in Hollywood, but this was before. I think they were more attacking that any wholesome image or whatever, because it was dirt. I mean, you see this guy that you don't.
Oh, he's asking to see boobies.
Right, and that's exactly what he was
Says all
doing.
the people. It's all like having affairs
Oh,
and doing
right.
drugs and all things
Right,
like that.
right.
No, show
Hypocrites for
boobs.
sure.
Oh yeah.
It was just, but that's one of those things I can remember him asking that girl to show them to him, and it's like Tim Allen.
Hey, he just likes
And-
boobies. He just likes boobies.
And okay, it may have been the same episode or it may have been a different one or whatever, but it was talking about some pervy dude, and in the background they were playing that song "Let It All Hang Out." I can remember that like I watched it at home last night, and I was like, because I was just an innocent little kid, and I was like, what? Let what hang out? Oh my gosh, just those memories that you can't let go of. I will remember that until the day I die.
like
And
Pee Wee Herman in the movie theater.
yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. That
They're
fat
in
dude,
his image.
that fat dude, yeah, exactly, yeah, golly.
That dude looks like he'd be a weirdo.
He does look like
He looks like a
he
bit
seems like a
pervy, Guess
weirdo.
what?
Yeah, you know
But
they
I mean, hey,
they claim
those
that
people that go watch some dirty movies in theaters, anyways. What do you think
true.
they
You-
are doing?
you know
in
they
theater?
yeah. What are you making a memory?
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah,
dark
why,
in that
yeah,
room.
Why do they even do
Why are
that?
you showing Triple X
I can't
movies
imagine-
in the movie theater?
Right.
I
So
wanna come
you know
and
they
watch the movie
claim
afterwards.
that Blues Traveler, the lead singer of Blues Traveler, they claimed that he had a heart attack in a Triple X movie theater. It was a complete myth. Like that didn't happen at all. But for a long time, it's like, yeah, he died. He had a heart attack.
Too many
I can't
movies.
say that because my daughter might. But he had a heart attack pleasuring himself in a nudie theater or whatever. That didn't even happen. Like you look that up, it did not happen. So
I
weird.
don't
like
know
the
why
Blues
those
and the
places
Blues Travelers
exist.
guy, man, like, golly, don't do that to him. Like, why are you picking on him? Like that sucker can play a mouth
What'd he
harp like
do?
he's whistling.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Get some practice.
You ever seen the end of Kingpin where he's playing? They're at like an Amish barn raising or whatever, and Blues Travelers they're playing on stage like they're Amish or whatever. Pretty good.
Kingpin.
It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's a funny movie.
I love
It
that movie.
is.
Yeah.
Now,
All right.
there's a lot in here, and obviously we wouldn't have enough time to go through all
Man,
of
we
these.
got enough time to do whatever you want to, but show us what you got.
So I just pulled out a few from
Okay.
here, because a lot of these other ones are like minor key, like $15,
or
$20.
might be something one day.
Yeah,
something like that.
probably could be,
Yeah.
because they're
Some
they're
good
all a
filler
first
conversation
appearance to
we had.
somebody.
Yeah, hey, I think that's probably the best part of the
Yeah,
show.
it was, yeah,
I
yeah.
think. I don't know.
The random tidbits of knowledge that
You
we
never-
have.
That's right, man.
So vast.
Let it all
It
hang
is.
out. I was
It
like, God, that's pervert. Like, I didn't even know what a pervert was back then. I was like, there's
I
something wrong
remember
with
that.
it.
I remember seeing that on TV.
It's weird. Hard copy, I'm pretty sure is what it was.
I can't remember what it was from. I just
Yeah.
remember him going around him with a microphone on the beach asking,
yeah,
and then I think he like filled up a couple girls. Like he felt some breasts.
It may have been. And I think he had the mustache in that too.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
always had the
Yeah,
mustache.
so weird.
That's like a Tim Allen.
He didn't have that until.
He didn't have it in Home Improvement. He never
Oh,
had
yeah,
it
he
in Home
did shave it in
Improvement.
Home
Yeah,
Improvement,
yeah, he
didn't
was
he?
clean face.
He
in
got
Home
rid of that
Improvement.
pervy mustache.
Yeah.
He don't have it anymore.
Remember he
does
was
he?
always
No,
building
he
that.
hadn't had that in forever.
Remember he was always building that 32 Ford
I can't do that.
Roadster, and he was putting a Chevy engine in it or whatever, and I was like, it went on forever, and then he finally built it, and he raced Bob Vila, and Bob Vila had. So you ever heard Boyd Coddington?
Mm-mm.
He's like a famous he's like a famous car customer. He's dead now, but he's a famous car customizer, and like he would name his cars or whatever. And like one of them's called, I'm pretty sure it was the one that Bob Vila had on the show. It was called the Illuma Coupe. I had not a diecast. I had a scale model of that I built when I was a kid of the Illuma Coupe. That was the car in that show when Tim finally got his car built. Bob Vila challenges him to a race. And Tim lets him win because I was like, I ain't even broke the engine. And he's like, I'm not going out there going to destroy this car that I've worked on for 10 years just to beat Bob Vila in his car that he bought and paid for, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was weird because it's like he finally got the car built or whatever, and then he races Bob Vila in his Illuma Coupe that they borrowed it from Boyd Coddington and had it on the show or whatever. That was a good show. I like Home
cool.
Improvement when I was
I
a
do
kid.
too.
Yeah, we started going back and rewatching
We
it,
did.
but I hadn't
Yeah,
picked back
There's
up.
just so many
That's a good
episodes.
show. No, it's a bunch. It's a good show.
It's more like what happened to all the people that was on that
Zachary
show.
Ty Bryan or whatever, didn't he just do? He got arrested for something just
Something,
here
beating his
recently.
wife, beating his
or something like
girlfriend,
that.
or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
No, JTT just retired off the monies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he became
Yeah,
a
Did
lawyer.
that Christmas movie. I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Yeah.
We watched
He
that
was.
at
He used to be on the
Christmas.
cover of
That's a good
Tiger
one.
Beat all the
That's a
time.
good
He was one of those like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a little
I used to-
midget too.
I
Like
know,
I can't
he's
say
He's
a
like
that.
5'4".
He's a little shorty guy.
Yeah.
He's a midget.
130,
Nothing wrong with that.
133.
You didn't cut midget out of the last
Did I not?
episode.
Yeah, I put the disclaimer up again. Or
But-
maybe I'll bust in with the disclaimer again. It's like JTT or JDF. Sorry, we keep
JDF, don't call JDF
Yeah,
a midget. He's
yeah.
my height.
No, I'm just saying that's what I said the last time.
Oh.
I was like, he's never going to sponsor the
Have
show
you
because we're
seen
talking about
his
midgets.
new haircut? They just finally started filming the Legend of the White Dragon.
Oh my god, I thought that was almost done. They just now started filming.
I think so. Or he just started filming something, but he has like almost like shaved all of his hair off. He's got like those cut into the sides of it. He don't even look like himself.
Really? Pull a
Yeah.
picture up, show me.
I
We'll do it
don't
later.
know. If
I'll
on
pull
my
a picture
phone.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
You go
okay.
do it once
Okay.
she's. Yeah. Well, tell us
That's
what's
a
up, what's
solo
up, Trey.
series, The Question.
Yeah.
It's like a $15 book.
What's the
Okay.
deal with it? What?
Yeah.
That one's just
Well,
the
we got-
beginning, but that one is the first appearance of Rorschach in DC continuity.
And I did not know. How much was that one worth?
That one's $30.
That's pretty cool,
priceless.
though. Yeah.
It's
Another one's
You
priceless.
can't
15.
get enough Rorschach.
You can't.
Another conservative hero.
Yeah. Don't have
Oh.
many of those for us
I know.
conservatives.
So this
I
one's
know.
Green Lantern in an arm sling.
That is first appearance of Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern.
Yeah, he's still in an arm sling.
So this is when he actually does become
Yeah,
Green Lantern.
that's when
yeah.
he becomes.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's when he becomes Green Lantern.
One of them was like the last panel. He
Yeah, I
becomes
gotta
Green
remember.
Lantern. One of them is the first. I think that might be the first. Just Kyle Rayner. I think it might be the first issue of Parallax. I'm pretty sure is where Kyle Rayner actually becomes Green Lantern.
No, sooner.
There again, like I said, we don't know,
Yeah.
but we're know
Yeah.
that's vague
We'll
recollection.
tell you things.
yeah,
First
you
full
believe it.
Whether you
appearance of
look him
Kyle
up or
Rayner
not.
later becomes the third.
So that's
Green
just
Lantern.
him as a human. That's not him as a Green Lantern or whatever.
First appearance of his girlfriend, who's brutally murdered and.
And I've got that one pulled. That's one I'm buying from you. When they talk about fridging a woman or whatever, that's where it comes from. Because like some guy gets, I don't
I'll
think.
tell you then, that issue 50 is got to be super undervalued.
Yeah, it's first Parallax, right?
Yeah, and you get
And first,
Sinestro gets killed.
yep. Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern.
Death of Kilowog.
Yep.
First Hal Jordan is Parallax. First appearance of Kyle Rayner is the new Green Lantern, and it's $5.
That's crazy. Why that's not more expensive? I
If
don't
they end
know.
up doing with anything with Kyle Rayner in that Green Lantern TV show,
yeah.
Had to go
that
up.
book's gonna go because his first full appearance is already starting to go up.
Yeah.
It's 25 with a little Green Arrow.
Yeah.
That's Runway's #1 that they did that show with. I don't know if there's
Runaways.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
there's.
thought
I
Runaways.
don't
I
know.
must have read that wrong. Psych.
Mm. But that one was basically just pulled. It was the first. That was the only issue.
That's
out
the
of that
first
run,
team
wasn't it?
appearance.
Yeah.
There was a couple more, but they weren't like major books.
Yeah.
That's the first team appearance of the Runaways, and then first appearance of Excavator and the Pride.
I have talked to somebody that read those books. He really enjoyed them. He said there was good stories in there.
That's a solo shot featuring X-23. It's a $50 book.
Wow.
I don't know.
You didn't say what the reason was.
Why?
Yeah.
Because the consumer said so.
It's true.
That's what they're paying.
That's honestly true.
I
It's
know,
just
right?
most of the time there's some reason behind
Let's
that. It ain't just
see.
a pretty picture.
It's the Women of
Is
Marvel.
that Black Panther?
No, that's Ronin.
Yeah, one shot just
So that's-
featuring X-23,
that-
Laura
that-
Keeney.
That's what now?
Just a one shot featuring X-23, Laura Keeney.
All right.
$50
So this is the first appearance of Echo as Ronin.
as Ronin. Yeah.
It's a cool costume.
Pretty cool. It is cool. Clint Barton
Okay,
eventually becomes
costume.
Echo after she puts it down.
Do they call them costumes?
I would.
Uniform.
Uniform. Yeah, I guess a
They
costume.
call them costumes.
Do
And,
they?
and Invincible, he's like, we gotta go get your new costume.
Yeah.
You think they come up with a different word though? 'Cause
If I was a
costumes
superhero,
sound
I
like,
would be-
That's my Halloween
Yeah,
costume
I'm putting
for
on
my
a little
child.
performance.
My phone
for you.
died.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Holy crap! Well, here.
It's all right. Luckily for me, the rest of these are engraved into my mind.
Yeah.
That is Wolverine, the recall issue, because there is a slang term used in there where
Jew-
Oh, yeah,
Sabretooth says
Jew.
kite.
Kike.
Kite, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Not
thought they were
kite.
called
You may not-
kites.
no, it's
K-I-K-E.
K-I-K-E.
Kite.
I'm not sure you can say that if we want to say that openly on here. I don't know.
Well,
That's
I'm
what it
only
is.
saying it because
I know. Yeah, I know you're
that's
not.
the reason.
Right.
We're
I'm not
calling
saying
them
it.
that.
If I could call my daughter that, she would have no idea what I was talking about. So it's not
Yes.
like, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
have
let's go fly.
anything
Let's go
against
fly.
Jewish people.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not
They
saying
run
you do. It's just one
Hollywood.
of
They
those
give us
things.
all the movies.
They run everything. They run all of our financial markets.
Now we're starting to get into the gray area.
But they do,
So-
though.
Well, I mean, they
put
can't
out
help
all
it
the
if they're
movies.
super good with money.
I know, man. Wish I was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see
yeah,
one that
them,
Marcus is
they,
going to want.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean,
I know
if
what you
they're a
mean.
group,
I'm picking up what you're putting
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
Me and you.
this isn't the expensive one. You want Spider-Man on the left side.
It's so stupid for that being the reason that this one is and that one
I
ain't.
It
know,
is
right?
stupid, but it
This
is
would
still
be
the.
one- I don't know if Marcus listens to the podcast. He should.
If he don't, he should.
But
He needs to.
Yeah, what
I'll
are you
tell him that
doing?
he'll have to go if he wants to see what I think he wants to buy. He'll have to listen to the podcast
Yes.
to see it, and then
Uh,
I'll show it to him.
Right.
But that's the Barack Obama. They did, like I said, they did two variants. The other one, Spidey, would be on the other side, and it's like a $75, $80 book.
Which don't make no sense.
That one's like
No, that's
$10
so
or
dumb.
something like that. That's the second
And-
appearance of Bane.
Now
We got
this
more
one,
just
if
like-
you had the first appearance of
Boom.
Bane, I'd have bought that from him. I love Bane. I don't know why.
Bane
I
is
just
cool.
I mean,
Bane
he's
is
just,
a cool character.
he is just like he's just his determination or whatever. I mean, he's more than just a big strong guy or whatever.
Yeah.
I think he's cool.
He's a military tactician. I mean,
Yeah, probably one of the smartest villains that Batman's got, honestly, as far as just
Is he
strategy.
French?
No, he's some South American.
That's
'cause,
what it is. Yeah.
he was born on Pinaduro, which was
Yeah.
a prison island or
Why is he
whatever.
French?
Yeah,
He's
I've been
jacked,
watching-
cool back. Yeah,
jacked and
hitting
juicy.
that venom.
Yeah.
Venom.
Whew.
I need some Venom.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Would you?
Well, if it's proven to be safe, yeah, sure.
We
Well,
watch
Seems to be
this,
working fine for him.
we watch this crazy snake handler
Yeah.
show about
Seen some
snake
of those.
handler in Scottsboro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a show on. It was
Alabama Snake on HBO Max. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, a guy tries to kill his wife by making her get bit
Yeah.
by a
He's
rattlesnake.
a
Oh.
Pentecost.
Pentecostal. That's what I was going to
He's
get
a
at.
preacher of the
Yeah,
church.
Yeah, yeah.
And they do all the snake handling.
Yeah.
Not
it's
proven.
Have you ever
He's
seen?
in jail for it.
Yeah.
But
There's
I'm gonna
all
be
kind of crazy
honest.
stories. That lady's on pills.
That lady's on something.
God.
Have
She
you
was
seen
talking,
the
She's
old-
like,
She claimed too that like she slept
get
with his
bit one too many
stepkids
times.
when they were like
Yeah.
14, and it's like
All right.
it's out there, and
I'm
she
like,
is
shouldn't she be
definitely.
in
She would
jail?
never. The whole time she's telling the story,
Yeah,
she
you
would
look-
never look at the camera. She was, "Hey, he's crazy, man.
Yeah.
He tried to kill me with a snake."
like ticks. And
And she'd be over here like, yeah,
something wrong.
yeah. I'm like, yeah, you're
she's
on meth.
Stuff. Yeah,
There
she's
was
on
some
stuff.
show on, like, I don't remember if it was TLC or it was one of those channels like that or whatever. But that's the whole thing was it was talking about snake ringers, and half of them were Pentecostal ministers or whatever. But then some of them were just like, I collect snakes because they're worth a lot of money, or I trap snakes because they're worth a lot of money, or they milk them for their venom and stuff like that. But a ton of them were like. A lot of those
Yeah.
episodes were like they believed that if you got bit by this snake or whatever, that you didn't have to go to the doctor or whatever, that you just had to have faith that you'd be healed or whatever. And there was one guy that like his thumb just turned black, like the meat turned black and rotted. It was like his thumb would come here, and then there was just like a black bone sticking out of the end of it. And some of those people that were on that show ended up dying because later on they got bit by snakes and just didn't make it. But that's the one I remember. Like the meat on his thumb rotted away, and the little bone was still there.
Did he like go to the doctor and get it
No,
fixed?
you don't
No,
go to
they
the doctor.
don't.
You can't.
You
did-
pray
those
to the
people
Lord.
absolutely did not go to the
No.
doctor. Like it was against their fate to go to the doctor.
So like he forever has this little.
I don't know what
Wouldn't the bone
I don't know
eventually
what
like?
I think it eventually wears off.
You have to do some of that.
I don't know what eventually happened, but I remember seeing that
kinda
in
be
the
like
show.
frostbite.
It was weird.
You know,
it
the
kind of
re-
did look like that.
You know
It
the
sure did.
reason that most of those are able to get bit and not
Oh,
go to the
'cause they-
doctor? They're not handling a black mamba
No.
or a cobra. They're normally using copperheads.
That's what most of these were.
A lot of times
And,
too,
uh,
they'll milk the venom beforehand too,
Yeah.
so they don't have that much venom in them.
Or they're using rattlesnakes, which rattlesnakes you probably need to go to the doctor. But a lot of times the copperhead, I mean, obviously I don't want to get bit by a copperhead.
No,
don't give a
But
bad
your
no.
your
I don't
ri-
want to touch them really. but
your
I'm
risk
fine.
of death from a copperhead bite is so minuscule that you may not go to the doctor, and you will survive.
This dude here has thumb right
But you
off.
know what? Hey, you go with a black mamba, there ain't no praying over that. You're dead. I mean,
You can go
could-
meet the
before
good
you could-
Lord.
Holy crap, Philip! You are about to start editing this podcast yourself.
you know that's why Bob Marley died.
Yeah,
the
he didn't go.
Rastafarians, which is a form of Christianity to a degree. Well, I mean, I guess it is. I mean, they're very religious.
I didn't know that.
They don't believe in doctors,
Hmm.
and he got melanoma skin cancer, and he's Rastafarian, so then I go to the doctor and we'll pray over it. We'll do it. Well, it finally got to the point where he was like, "Well, I'll take the surgery." I'm sorry, it's too late. It's throughout your body now. You're going to die from the cancer. And he died from cancer.
I didn't know what he died from.
Yeah.
What Jimi Hendrix die from?
Drug overdose.
Yep.
Overdose. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all the good rockers die from drug overdose. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's where the music comes
Before
from.
they hit 40.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, damn, Bob Marley was young, like probably mid-30s. He was not.
The
Did
good
he grow
die
up in
young.
Did he grow up in the Caribbean to
Yeah,
get
yeah, he's
sun
from Jamaica.
exposure? Yeah.
We went and visited his gravesite.
It was on like his
Yeah.
toe or something like that.
Can't wear shoes in there.
Oh, yeah.
Can you not? Do we know where she's there?
I'm pretty sure we took our shoes.
I don't remember that, but we
I
did
know you
go.
couldn't do no flash photography.
We did go to his gravesite. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like Bob Marley. I like his music.
Couldn't name a song he ever did.
Yeah, you can.
No.
I Shot the Sheriff.
Okay.
That's a Bob Marley song.
I know one song that Bob Marley did. It's called I Shot the Sheriff.
Yeah.
No Buffalo Soldier.
Buffalo Soldier.
But
That's a good song.
He didn't shoot the deputy, from what I understand.
Yeah, he did not.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
No.
Well, you don't go to jail if you don't shoot the deputy.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
If you shoot the sheriff,
That's fine.
most
Everybody
people
hates
didn't want to vote for that guy
Yeah,
anyways.
I hate the sheriff anyway.
Yeah. Put a bullet in his head.
What's next?
Yeah.
Remember we were
Well,
talking about comics?
Oh, okay. Well, tonight's keyword
There we go.
is
forgot about
Moon
that.
Knight.
Moon Knight.
Moon
That's
Knight.
good.
Moon
Okay,
Knight.
both words.
Moon Knight in Paris. You gotta say it all.
And
I don't
cloak
know
like
where
a
that came
chicken.
from. What's Moon Knight in Paris?
I don't know. 'Cause it's a
Are you
sounds
thinking
like a good time.
Midnight in
No,
Paris?
Moon Knight.
There is a Moon Knight comic. It's a #1 issue, and I can't remember figure out which volume it is. It's a key on there that I'm looking for. And you ain't
Which
had
one
yet.
is it?
I don't know.
What's the
It's-
cover look like?
It's just his face, I think. And they say that it's the first time
Like
that
half
Mark
light, half
Spector.
dark?
Nah, I think it's pretty
Is it
much
the one where he's in the background? It's got his three
the
personalities
only
on.
Moon Knight that comes up as a key. I'm pretty sure.
No, there's several Moon Knight
Is it?
keys. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's some expensive ones later on where they're I can't remember the artist,
Chill.
big time artists doing the drawings.
Yeah, there's a bunch here.
Yeah.
That's not that
I
one.
was wrong.
Yeah, well, it don't happen very often, so.
Oh
It-
Lord.
It sneaks up on me sometimes. You can't never tell. I guess that's it. I don't know. That doesn't.
That's a new one.
Yeah, I know.
That's like a current.
But
cool
that's what
looking.
it says. It says Mark Spector assumes the moniker of Mr. Knight, not Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I was just
He's like,
misreading.
You
Oh,
want
wow.
Werewolf by Night, #2, first appearance of Moon Knight. Super expensive.
Ain't Mark
Mental
Spector Moon
discussion.
Knight?
Yeah.
Why do they call him Mr. Knight?
That's a new identity he
It's
takes
a
on.
persona of Mark Spector, it says.
Yeah, he's got split personality. He's
yeah,
got like three
yeah.
personalities.
Yeah, okay.
But the one that you want that's in the affordable range is like that issue where you can see I think it's 3 personas on the cover,
Yeah.
and then he's in his outfit. No. Go to like early.
That looks like 3 personas to me.
You're in the new stuff.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just an
talking
old
about
one.
an older one from the
Good
80s. It's like Mark
oldies.
Spector Moon Knight on there.
Okay. So his first
And
run,
it'll be issue
his first
1.
solo was in 1980, and he had a volume 2 is 85. I don't think that's the one you're talking about. And volume 3, Mark Spector Moon Knight volume 3,
What's issue 1 look like?
issue #1 is not a key
Well,
of
that's
that
not it
series.
then.
It's not okay. Oh, so that will be a key, the one you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like it's a expensive book. It was like $100.
I can't find
It's
it.
on. It's been dipping down, but it'll go
There
up.
we go.
Yeah.
If you need key,
Yeah.
whatever there.
You didn't find it?
I didn't find it.
Here, let me just show it to you.
What happened to comic books?
Well, there's a bunch in here. I just didn't.
Are we gonna wrap here? We're at an hour and 46.
It's down to $50. That's a good one to snatch up.
That's the 1980, right? That's
Yeah.
the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's a good one to.
is that his personas at the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see that. I just assumed that was a group of people.
No, that's his. That's his
Okay.
personas.
Okay.
That one's
That is
been
what
on
it
a
looks
been on a roller coaster. It got as high as $100. It's back down to $50.
He's got a cool costume.
I think that was his first ongoing series.
he
And
look.
I
He,
don't know about the cape.
he
I'm just
yeah,
always
but
on
he
the
looks
fence
like
about
he
capes.
looks like a white Marvel Batman. Pretty
Oh,
much.
he is Batman.
Except Batman ain't multiple personalities and stuff.
Yeah,
but
they
the
were like, let's
costume-
make it a little different.
That's cool looking though.
Well, in a way, Batman is multiple personalities. He's two.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he is Bruce
He
Wayne
would
and
tell
he's
you,
Batman.
he would tell you that Bruce Wayne is his disguise, not Batman. And he's really
Well,
Batman.
Yeah, for real.
I would
That's
see that
true.
coming from
That's
him, but
the
he's
truth.
technically has a split
Good point.
personality.
That's a good point.
Speaking
So-
of personalities, I'm ready for Doom Patrol to come back out.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. You don't watch Doom Patrol.
I haven't seen it yet, but I did. What I did see
man.
is, so you've got your, is it Flex Mentallo? Is that his name?
Yes.
You've got your first appearance of Flex Mentallo on the top of a stack of comics over there
Yep.
that has a piece of junk Wayne Manor playset
Sitting
stamping
outside of-
right on. No, it's on top of it. It is directly
I don't
contacting.
think the Flex Montello is worth
Even
anything.
It's
still,
not, but I love Flex
but
Montello.
Yeah.
God, you don't put the
He's an
soft face of
awesome
a comic
character.
book up with
He
something
can
on top
flex and like make anything happen.
of it. That's cool.
Like
He's a man of muscle mystery.
Yeah.
He has reality
Yeah.
warping
he could be
abilities
like,
when he
you want
flexes.
ice cream? Bam, ice
Oh,
cream.
boy.
You know?
Wow.
It's a strange power.
I would abuse that
But
power.
Whenever you watch Doom Patrol, though, there's one episode where they're on Danny Street or at Danny, and it's so hilarious because he's supposed to
Oh yeah.
do something and he flexes the wrong muscle.
I need to
Well, I have
see
to
it.
cut that,
I need to
and
see
it gives everyone an orgasm.
The whole
Like the whole.
I remember you telling me about that. Yeah,
Everybody.
yeah. I
And
need
you're
to
just
watch
like,
that. That sounds like an
Lord,
interesting
and it
show.
just keeps going and keep going. You're like, when is this going to end?
It's
This is getting awkward.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, you don't want to watch that with mom and dad.
No,
No, it would be highly awkward
Yeah.
watching that with your mom and dad.
Which
It's a
is
good
not one
show.
you watch with
I
kids
like it a
anyways,
lot.
because Brendan Fraser's character is continuously cussing.
Isn't he the race car driver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's a
is
robot.
not ever
Yeah.
Brendan
cussing
Fraser's.
Yeah.
through the whole every.
He never did that in movies very much.
No,
you know?
but
That's
good.
weird.
He's pretty
Great.
rough in this one.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah, man, it's cuss.
Yeah.
his
cuss.
before he became the robot, you know,
Right.
he had a pretty rough character, you know.
It's very.
Uh,
It's not a kid friendly.
It's
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 not a
at home.
kid's-
It's at
It
home on
is.
HBO.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not a kid show.
Yeah, it is not a kid show.
Yeah.
He cusses a lot.
Is the comic book that way? haven't
I
read
don't
it.
know.
I mean, obviously there's some characters that.
I haven't read it
I
either.
can't imagine there ain't much out of the '80s that came out of DC and Marvel that was too, raunchy if you want to say
Yeah.
that or whatever. They were pretty tame.
I feel like probably when
Good
Grant
grief.
Morrison started taking it over, it probably went.
Gosh.
Boobies
It got
and
nuts like it is
humping
right now.
He
You
is
know.
the worst.
I mean, you
writer
have the
of comics.
what were they? They're sex something, and they hunt down
Oh,
ghosts.
it's,
What are-
the Sex Patrol or something? They hunt down like it's like I don't know, what's like horny ghosts?
They hunt down.
Erotic ghosts.
They hunt
No,
down
they're
erotic ghosts that are
like
humping.
and stuff. Like what part you think that they get them all, and then the random hallway at their manor is like these ghosts like humping across,
But it's literally just ghost humping. And
and they gotta stop like a sex demon.
Flex Montello,
He's gonna
some
like bring him back the apocalypse. Of this
well, he does something with the. So after he made the people have an orgasm on the street, the elastic
sexual
chick
energy
wants him to
brought
do
this-
it to her, solo kind of thing, you know, like do that to me again,
Little
because
special treatment.
yeah, it did something with her, helping her control her
Yeah, her
powers.
powers helps her to concentrate and focus in on.
And
it.
so when he
Yeah.
does it, this sex demon
Picks up the
pinpoints
sexual
on it.
energy.
Yes, that's a sexual energy, and it like opens up this
portal.
for all these sex ghosts to come in. It's hilarious. It's so out
That is
there.
off the rails.
It is
that-
because the other one.
And then the sex police or whatever they are,
Yeah.
they show
come in,
up. They're
they're
like
like
Ghostbusters, but
They're fine.
hunting down ghosts. It's funny.
Up and you just hear,
It's an out there show,
but
but
it'll be, it's like 2 episodes like after that.
do you
that
want me to
just-
grab out more of
It's
these?
the hallway.
We're at an hour and 50. You do it. I mean, if
Well,
you want,
we're
we
pretty-
can. I mean, we
think
can
the
do it at
sex ghost is a
another.
good thing to end it on.
I'm not sure I can leave that in here. There
can.
may be a break, and then I'll be like, "Boy, that got out of hand fast."
Leave
and
it.
this
You
is us
can't
coming
cut her
back.
cracking up.
Oh, I
out of
know. Yeah, it's gonna be tempting,
It's just so
but
funny.
yeah,
Say-
I have to
So
put
we
this
just,
through
like,
the
2 or
lenses of my
3.
7-year-old daughter. Like,
Just
am I
put
okay
it-
with her
Just
watching
cut it
this?
off at the end.
Yeah,
Just
if
be
the people,
like-
if the people I go to church with happen to roll across this episode, am I gonna be embarrassed to sit next to them next Sunday?
Look,
you
it
know,
ain't
we
talked about
call them
nothing they ain't
demons.
doing.
Well,
I know,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's
They
just
got
a show.
babies.
That's
They do.
true.
They
Just
It's a show.
They
tell
got
your
holy
daughter,
function.
look, most all these are gonna be fine for you to listen to. This one,
Maybe
We'll
not.
cut the end
Maybe not
off.
episode.
we
7.
talk
Yeah,
about a
we'll cut the
show
end off.
that I really don't feel comfortable
Yeah,
you listening to.
right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Oh,
But-
it's just so funny because they're
We'll
like
make a
2 or 3
command
episodes
decision on that
down. They're just,
later. Well, as I
random
preview the
ones.
video, we'll see what can and
Yeah.
can't stay.
they're
Well,
just so
I
Just
funny.
let it all
Probably-
ride.
It's probably pretty tame, I guess.
It is tame for the most part compared to what's on TV.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's in Doom Patrol?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I ain't letting her watch that, so I'll tell
Definitely
you that
don't let her-
much.
don't let her
Yeah.
watch Doom Patrol.
Holy crap!
It is out there.
If you haven't watched it
Boy.
yet, you need to watch
Sounds
it.
like a winner, I guess.
Oh, it's so funny.
I mean to watch it. It does sound funny.
And you need to get caught up on Titans because season 3 comes out soon.
I
So
finished
good.
season 1. I think I'm right at the beginning of season 2. I want to say. I did sit down. I sat and watched the last episode of Falcon Winter Soldier. I need to do that this weekend just so we can
wrap that finally up.
We ain't even got to. I mean, if we want to, we can. We'll probably hit the high points.
We probably should just because.
I guess, but I don't want to focus the whole episode on something.
Some people that hadn't watched it. Though.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that we need to quit doing that as much.
Yeah,
and get more on like just.
Hopefully more. I hope you enjoyed this show. This is
old.
kind of more what we had in mind for the show when we started it.
Yeah.
Is not necessarily comic books and just saying what happened in a comic book, but stuff that we're interested in more so than just stuff that we watched on TV.
Yeah.
That's not to say we won't talk about stuff that we've watched on TV because that's what we're interested in too at some
like
point.
Patrol.
Never mind. But
obviously, we're not going to dedicate whole shows to it anymore, or we're just recapping something that you already seen. We may talk about a stupid movie like the Transformers animated movie.
Yeah, one of the greatest pieces of animation ever.
Pieces of garbage.
The problem is those are easy.
Yeah.
Watching a show, recapping a show is fairly easy. The stuff that we want to do is going to take some time commitment.
Yep.
We hope you enjoy it, and hopefully the effort will convert into subscribers and people enjoying the videos. Hopefully, because it ain't going to be easy. The path forward that we've got ain't going to be easy, but I think it'll end up being better in the long run. Mm-hmm. So it's going to take some time.
We definitely got to do the toys that have been
that's probably going to be the first, I guess, don't you think?
Because even Justin said something about that.
Or start with the shows, or taking the cartoons or things and turn them into shows, the old 80s, 90s cartoons.
You can do that.
Casting.
And
that,
I mean, that's like
a
that might be the
20, 25 minute.
Yeah, maybe that's what we do.
Yeah.
We got some ideas.
Yeah. There's some ideas.
Yeah, hopefully
maybe we'll do. I bought that Oculus.
Oh, yeah.
We can figure out a way to cast it on there so they can see what we're doing.
Well, it'd probably be better just to
screen.
put him in a tight area wearing it and just see how long it takes him to find the walls.
It really
it lets you know.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It does.
It
Once
notifies
you get
to
it,
that's a good
it'll
idea.
come to you can see.
That's
what you set up, I think, as far as I know, you set up
it
sets up a boundary to show you like a free space.
Yep.
Some of the funny stuff videos of early VR stuff is they'll get in that, and when you're actually having to move in a 3D environment, they'll be trying to talk to a camera, but they can't see the camera because they're wearing these headsets, and they end up pointing 180 degrees away from the camera, and they think they're staring it right in the face or whatever, and they're so far away from the mic that it sounds like they're talking about it over here. It's just, God, there's some good stuff.
But what is weird on those, so
or you're completely immersed. If you just brush into something, you don't know what it is. Yeah. I mean,
well, when you set up your zone,
the
I
environment
guess,
that you're in,
when you get close to the wall of the little zone that you're set up in,
right.
It starts to feel weird, like because you're breaking a plane into this.
Your brain,
tells
your body,
right.
Yeah,
and you're starting to slowly, like when you go into it too far, you start to see actual real world again, and you're out of the VR world. But
how does it have
one?
I know. I probably will now that you've taught me this. I buy every piece of crap that comes by, so this actually sounds cool.
This one we can link up though and play.
It was fun when we were just
playing.
Can
you do it over the internet?
You connect to Wi-Fi.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Like if I'm at my house and we're in the same virtual environment, that would be cool.
Cafe.
I think they have like. Law was telling me, I think there's like a bar or something where you can meet up.
Yeah.
Would that not be cool if we could create avatars of ourselves and we've each got one of these, and that's how we did the podcast? Is our little avatar sitting around a table talking about it, and I'm sitting over here like as Deadpool or something, or who knows what, and you're Flex Mentallo, and you're one of those ghosts or something, and I don't know what your thing is.
I think Goliath.
I don't know how that works. I would figure you would create some kind of avatar for yourself, but I don't know. I only played ping pong.
I mean,
it was awesome.
If you were starting like Generation 1, I'd just be like a blank mannequin just to have something that represents a person, But yeah, that's got to be the next step.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hey, we're working towards Ready Player One, where you're your avatar inside the system, That's basically what you
We'll find out. There's a bunch of cool games,
There's a bunch of games in there I want to...
Yeah.
I was completely confused about the Oculus. I thought that it required hookup to a monster PC to...
Yeah.
Because I know...
that's like the PlayStation 4 VR.
Well, now, there are a lot of high-end VR setups that do require a monster PC or whatever, because they're, just what they're broadcasting or whatever is a step above or whatever. Yeah. But I was confused about this. I did not know that it worked completely independent.
Yeah.
Literally, it's that headset, those two little joystick controllers,
that's it.
I mean, we played out in the parking lot of a steakhouse,
and it's like the quality like Apple products has, like that clinical, surgical.
Yep.
It's clean, like
Yeah,
that
white,
Oculus. It looks like that.
I
It's
tell you,
smooth
you can send
surfaces
him a
and stuff.
video of me playing in the parking lot, and we can put it up into this
Oh
video.
yeah, do that. Yeah,
I think
that'd
you
be
say
fine.
cusses in it.
Well, I can mute it.
We don't have to
Yeah,
put any audio.
Yeah, I
I
probably
don't
won't put
think
the
I
audio.
cussed.
Yeah.
You did.
It don't matter if you did. I'm not gonna put that.
Put
in
Hancock's on there because it was even funnier.
Yeah. I hope he listened to the last video. He featured in it a
He's
bunch.
been going through
Yeah.
it when
He's
they were
caught up.
traveling.
When they went to Chicago, he got caught up.
Did he
Yeah,
listen
but
to
I think,
episode
though,
5?
He hadn't watched some of the show or something, so it didn't listen to. Oh no, he got to the one where we had audio troubles.
Okay.
And then
And-
they had to turn that one because they were in the car.
He was
riding,
almost a-
so they have to turn it up, and it would be like too
Oh,
loud
yeah,
and can't
gosh,
hear.
that was a
then-
nightmare.
Yeah,
That
so
one was a
He did have
nightmare.
to skip that one, so he's right past that one.
Well, episode 5, he's like a guest star in that, and he wasn't even here.
Yeah.
So.
We should have him on one
We
day.
should. Yeah, it'd be
He's
good.
got a lot of nerd knowledge.
We can
Yeah.
have Jamie on one day.
Yeah.
Now that one we still need to do.
Yeah.
That would be a
Jamie,
good
Talk
one.
about kung
Jamie
fu
said
and
he's
karate
down to
and
come
movies
on
and
whenever.
stuff.
I was like,
Yeah.
once we
We
get all the
just need
kinks
to-
worked out.
I think we're well. I would say we got the kinks worked out, but we ain't shot a clean episode yet.
But
We're there. We know
I think
why.
the camera died in that last
Well,
one,
that's what I
maybe?
mean. There's some things that now we do need our checklist of like, hey, so far in we need to check
Yes.
everything and make sure it's going.
he would be a fun one to have on
That would
here.
be cool.
And-
Yeah.
I mean, technically, he's been on a show.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
It'd be
Oh.
interesting.
he's got. If you got an action figure, you made it.
See, I know.
We need to get him to wear his he's got his costume.
Oh really?
He probably could still fit in it because he's in
He
phenomenal
can because
shape.
his son wore it at
Oh,
the
that'd be
uh
At least display
what was the
it.
thing
you
they
know,
did
when
at
you
Princess
see it.
Theater.
Yeah, and Jamie's like he's in great shape.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. He's always been in great shape.
Yeah.
Like and
I remember he used to
fantastic,
come and do
fantastic shape. If I can
women's
stay as in good shape as he is
self-defense
at his
in PE.
age, I'll be pumped. Because
Okay.
he's got to be like mid 50s.
Compared to Danny McBride, I mean, what are we talking here?
Oh, we're talking. He beat Danny McBride's ass.
Wait a
He's
minute.
in great
Now,
shape.
did you see those kicks at the end of that movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
The foot fist way.
that's what I'm talking about. Whew, it's a good movie.
Star Spangled
It is a
Banner.
funny movie.
It's a good-
But yeah, we need to get him
We
on.
do. Yeah, that'd be a good
That'd
one.
be a good one.
I know absolutely nothing about that show, so I
should
would
watch
be.
it.
Well, I'd be interested in
It's
hearing
on
his
YouTube.
side of it,
Yeah.
like hearing the
You
back.
can only watch one episode at a time on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's no whole compilation, which is very weird.
Huh.
Yeah, they're just kind of. A lot of those guys that were on that show.
Went on to do all kinds
Went
of
on to
movies
be
and
a
stunts.
Bunch of them were on Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
They were
Yeah.
like you know the that black guy, like the first one that he sucks the soul out of. He like shrivels up.
Oh yeah.
That dude was on the show.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, the guy that fights Liu Kang in the beginning of it.
Yes.
He's got the long,
The long-
braids.
yeah,
braids.
that guy.
Yeah. Cool.
They're doing their little spear,
Yeah.
their staff fighting and all
yeah,
that.
Boy, that guy,
Yeah,
he's he's a highlight of the first that movie. Just
yeah.
some of the faces.
He does a
that-
great job though, acting like getting his soul soaked out.
He does. But some of the faces and stuff he makes during that fight, it's like, man, that'd be hard to take you serious here, buddy.
Well, Luke
Yeah.
Kane beat him.
We
He
need to-
whooped him.
We
Being
should
pretty
make
bad.
like a Andy Wahlberg or a dadgummit Andy Warhol
Yeah.
shirt with the face.
He's got him, man. That dude, he's like, yeah, and the noises he's making during that fight, like he does. Yeah. Oh
But
man,
yeah,
he's
take
he's
each
hamming it up in that
freeze
one.
frame each face
Oh, man,
and put
yeah.
each one
That
into
would be a
square.
funny shirt.
And it'd be like, now
And it'd
Half
be
the
an
people wouldn't know
original.
that's
who
what I'm
he
saying.
is.
If you see that shirt, it's like, now who is that?
Then
Who
you put
is
the
that?
Mortal
You know,
Kombat symbol
the
like
guy
that.
that gets his soul sucked out at
You
the
know?
beginning of Mortal Kombat. You remember that guy? Yeah. Remember Luke Kang?
Dries up like a mummy.
Like a raisin.
Yeah, that would be a hilarious shirt. And then on the
would.
very back of the shirt, put him in that position that he is when his body's
he's
soul sucked out.
Mhm. And he's like purple.
Yeah, he's like purple. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like a raisin.
Yeah.
that'd be pretty funny. That's-
Where's the Goro costume at today? You know, you see those pictures. I've seen the pictures of the I think it's Donatello or something from the Turtles 3 movie, which was the last movie that they made. You know, last live action, and it's horrifying.
Yeah,
Like,
they're deteriorating.
yeah,
bad.
they do. And the Goro suit's the same thing. I guarantee
yeah.
if it still exists, it's in the same condition or whatever.
Well, the
But
Power
what is
Ranger
that?
ones that they auctioned off from the movie were like that. They were pretty deteriorated. The helmets were still pretty good because
Right.
they're probably resin or something.
Good thing.
But those latex suits, I don't know what it is. They don't stand the test of
Because
time.
it's latex. It's
Well,
like a
any-
rubber band over time. When it stretches,
If you don't keep it
stretches, just-
humidified or whatever, which
Yeah.
that stuff, that's
You
a
gotta
they don't care about
moisturize.
that stuff. That's
No.
just a money making tool for them. There's no nostalgia for that.
What's
That's why I
weird
made 'em
is
so
JDF
cheap.
told us like you would think that like when you're done wrapping up, so like when they moved from the Green Ranger to the White Ranger,
Yeah.
we're not using Green Ranger outfit no more. Take it. No.
He had to
You
sneak
can't have
it
it.
out.
He had
I
to.
don't blame him though,
Yeah.
man.
He had it on under his regular clothes, and like he said, he walked out like this.
I'm
with
no
it.
kid. Now, if I ever got to the point where I'm involved in something like that, I'm
take
gonna
all my stuff.
Well, I'm gonna do my best to get it in the contract. That like, look, I get at least one
Yeah, one outfit.
on scene or TV show worn
Yep.
costume. That's just mine. I'm gonna get one.
I'd be one of those people. If I was on a show, I'd be like, props would be missing. I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
this
so
prop
where'd
at?
Where'd
don't
that
know where
cut
that
go?
went.
Oh, have you ever seen? So have you ever watched? Gosh, what's the name of that movie? It's got Will Forte in it, where he plays like a MacGyver kind of.
MacGruber.
Have you seen MacGruber?
No,
You never. Oh my
Yes,
god.
we have seen that.
I've never seen
Okay,
MacGruber.
well, I've
You
seen
have
it.
got to watch
I've seen it.
MacGruber. So you remember the little red notebook that he has in there where he writes KBR the guy's tag number and he
Yeah.
keeps writing all those pictures or whatever. I was listening to a podcast or whatever and MacGruber's this guy's favorite movie ever. And they were asking like man, it'd be cool if you had like a T1000 or T800 endoskeleton or something like that. And they got around to like, and this is something we should cover at some point too. They were like, what if you could have one prop from a movie or whatever from all time? What would it be? And he came down to, he's like, I want that red notebook from MacGruber where the guy was right, because he draws like, so this guy, so weird.
I've
And
never
this is how crazy he is. So this, I don't remember, why does he do it? I may cut this. I got to think about this for a second.
Well, is MacGruber a stupid funny movie?
It's stupid funny. It's
Will
stupid
Forte.
funny.
Is it like Napoleon Dynamite?
No, it is actually hilarious. It
Might
is
have to try
super.
watching that.
You are
Oh,
honestly.
people say Napoleon
No.
Dynamite's hilarious.
I like Napoleon Dynamite fine, but
And
it is not like
then you
this.
watch it. It's
No,
and
no.
I will say that it's aged
It's one
well.
of my favorite movies.
Napoleon
Is it-
Dynamite has aged well. Like
Yeah.
it seems like
I like Napoleon Dynamite.
every time I've watched it since the first time I watched it,
Yeah,
it does get funnier.
yeah.
Well, that's why people
Especially
don't
with
like.
those tots in his pocket. Oh my tots.
Yeah, in his
Kicks
pocket.
him.
Yeah.
He kicks him
And
right
we
in the
knew a
pocket.
real life Uncle Rico.
Yeah.
Like when we used to hang out in Boaz with some people, we knew a real
He
Uncle
could throw a
Rico. When
football quarter
well,
mile.
when you would sit
You
down,
watch
he
his
would bust
old
out his
videos?
highlight tape from high school
What a
football.
loser.
And they were awful.
Yeah.
God.
Let's watch my highlight. You want to see my highlight tape?
Anybody
Yeah,
that does,
well,
let it go, dude. If you didn't make it past high school, you probably weren't that great.
Yeah.
He was not
You
that
could
good.
at least make it a JUCO.
Okay, look, his deal. He played at Douglas. Sorry,
Where?
Hancock, if you're listening.
Yeah, who?
Hancock went to
What?
Douglas and
Douglas
Douglas
who?
Word?
Yeah, Douglas who?
Douglas High School.
Frederick Douglas.
And it's not a school known for athletics. I'll just say that. And so you can be remotely athletic. Now they did have a decent basketball team, which is what Hancock played on. So
Okay.
props to Hancock.
Yeah.
But their football team sucked.
Yeah.
And if you were remotely good,
My phone battery
you
came
stood out on the team like a superstar.
Yeah.
And that was him.
So MacGruber, he drives. It's like they do this whole montage like where he's getting his car out of storage, and you think like, oh, that's gonna be cool. And he pulls out, and it's a little Miata, like it. And I mean,
Like a Mazda Miata?
Yeah, like a first generation Mazda Miata, but they play it up like it's some muscle car that he's like, because he's been in exile because his life has made all these turns or whatever. Like, I'm a man of peace now or whatever, and they bring him back for one last mission. So he goes and gets his car out of storage, and it turns out to be a Miata. And when he's pulling out, some guy drives by, and he's like, nice car, and he calls him something or whatever, and he's like F you as he drives by, and he memorizes the guy's license plate number. It's like KBRF or something, whatever it is, like a real line, and he just keeps saying it over and over and over and over and over.
So you don't forget it.
So we don't forget it. And and eventually they find this notebook. They're out on a mission or whatever, and the guy he's working with finds his notebook, and it is an entire notebook dedicated. It's like in The Shining where he sees all work and no play, mate. He just
Yeah,
keeps
Miss
typing the
Johnny
same.
Doughboy,
It's like that.
yeah.
He keeps writing the tag number over and over again and drawing these what looks like a 4-year-old's picture. It's like him hanging from a tree, pooping into the guy. The guy's like this, and he draws little nuggets of poop falling into the guy's mouth. It's like a 2-year-old's drawings or whatever. But that's how fixated he is on this guy. And eventually, he's on the phone with his boss or whatever, and it's like darker or whatever, and he sees this guy's car parked in a parking lot or whatever. And so while he's talking to this guy, he gets out like a crowbar and he bashes all the windows out of this guy's car, and he douses it with gas and lights it on fire. And that was how he was getting back at this guy for saying, nice car, making fun of him. That's how much the movie is hilarious. You need to. It's got a ton of wrestlers in it. You think, like the big show's in it. That Great Khali's in it. Chris Jericho's in it. Like, it was a bunch of the big name wrestlers at the time. Like, he's putting together his super team or whatever, and they're all in a van. And he's like, I got my team. And about the time he says it, the van blows up. And he had made homemade plastic explosives and packed that van with it, and it blows up with all those people. And he's running across the runway. He's like, Tug, because that was their names or whatever. He said, you guys okay? And it's like there's nothing left. Like the thing is completely gone. You need to watch that.
Wasn't it a Saturday Night Live skit?
Yeah, it started out as a skit. Now, it's raunchy, though. Like, the skit is pretty clean. It's just like he's a MacGyver kind of guy or whatever, that it's like he's an idiot.
You know, I always had a great idea for a reality show.
Yeah. You better not pitch it on here.
I'm going to pitch it. If somebody steals it, then I know they stole it from here, and I'm going to sue you. Because I believe I can sue you for something like that.
Maybe.
If we can time date it that I had the idea first.
Yeah.
So, you did a real life MacGyver.
Yeah.
And you already know that, like, so I want you to, build something out of this, but the parts we've given you, we know that it can actually be built out of this. We're not going to give you something that you can't do.
Yeah. You're going to get paper clips and rubber bands.
Yeah, and you really boil down to, like, so can you really take, you got a rubber band, a piece of gum.
Yeah, right.
Real life MacGyver is really where I was going with,
Right.
And it's basically a reality show about finding somebody that really is MacGyver. Because there's guys out there that are like that. They can.
So like you talk about the paper clip and the rubber band. So like he's laying out his tools or whatever. Like you think like it's like, oh, here's lock picks and screwdrivers and all this stuff. He's got like this laid out, and it's like a toothpick and a paper clip and a push pin or whatever. He's got his kit of all this bull crap that he carries around, the stuff that you should just find everywhere that MacGyver would just find.
Yeah.
He's got like a kit pulled out. Like
I never seen the original MacGyver.
It's a good show.
I've seen a bunch of episodes of it. Yeah,
but at my grandma's.
I guess he does the same kind of crap.
Yeah, he
I'm trapped in this room.
It's
yeah,
sort of
he
like,
does. He'll go around and be like, this, and let me take this apart and get this piece out.
It's sort of like the A-Team, to where every episode leads to where, like, the A-Team always had to have a plan that comes together, and they have the montage of them building the plan there at the end. MacGyver was kind of like that. Every week he would have some situation he had to MacGyver his way out of. It's kind of the same way. But MacGruber's a complete spoof of that.
Oh, I know it's a spoof.
It is that movie. You need to see that. If you like funny movies.
If I watch this and it's horrible.
No, I feel confident in telling you will like this movie. Like, it is honestly one of the best comedy movies that's come out of the past 10, 15 years or whatever.
Better than Nacho Libre?
Nacho Libre is so dumb, but it's so funny.
Nacho.
Okay, if you like that, then there's no reason you won't love MacGruber.
Did you tell him that these are DeLuxe Jeeps?
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
It's okay. Nacho Libre is pretty funny. I tried
I'm
watching
sure you can
Tenacious
find
D the other day.
Oh,
That movie was stupid.
Yeah, that Kyle Gass just doesn't seem like he would be funny in it.
He's not funny. Well, honestly, Jack Black ain't that funny.
He has his moments. Have you seen his video that he posted on? He does a bunch of videos on Instagram.
I've seen the Hulk one.
Watch the Captain American one. Well, watch the Captain American one.
Yeah, he
just did a Captain American one. He's doing all kinds of stunts with his.
With the hammer and lightning.
His latest one is Captain America, so he's got the shield. It's basically he goes and gets the COVID vaccine or whatever, and it turns him into Captain America. But his version of Captain America is the mask barely fitting his fat head, the shield, no shirt,
some undies,
tidy whities, no pants, long socks, and some sort of shoe or whatever, and just him doing goofy stuff or whatever.
Flips and rolls and
he's athletic for his size. You gotta give him that. Like he moves around for his size.
He's pretty. Those videos are funny.
Yeah,
they are.
And he's funny, and as long as he's not as long as he's not the star of the movie,
you don't want him to be the main guy.
No, the only movie
he tries too hard, I think,
that I've ever seen him in that I like is that School of Rock.
No, let's don't forget Tropic Thunder.
He's not the star of the show.
Oh, you mean as the star? Okay,
no, he's in some funny stuff, and he does good. As long as the movie's not based around Jack Black.
I love it when he gets his arm blowed off in Jackal.
He's out there holding that thing.
Yeah, like he's holding it out there.
Yeah,
so
it blows it all, that 50
God.
cal. That would suck so bad.
Was it Val Kilmer?
Yeah, that's a Val Kilmer movie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
All right, we're at 2 hours and 11 minutes again, since we don't know how
do we do this?
But a lot of that's cut. Yeah, a lot of that's got to cut out. All the cuss words that Philip said.
We need to have a cut version of the podcast and an uncut then.
You think so?
Yeah.
And you have to pay to get the uncut version.
I don't know if we want to show our struggles.
You don't.
No, I mean,
you don't want people to know who we really are.
We're great people. We're good people.
I'm talking about all of our technical difficulties.
I don't care about the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I'm saying unfiltered, raw.
It's
raw,
uncut.
uncut. Total
But-
nostalgia.
Uncensored.
But that's
Yeah,
where
uncensored.
you the only way you get it is like your Patreon
Yeah.
supporter
Paid
or whatever.
subscription.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a
I
paywall.
don't know if we're Patreon.
Yeah, I don't know if people will pay to hear you say the word midget.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. They might.
That's probably enough.
That
Yeah.
definitely
This will
is.
probably cut down to 2 hours anyways, so
Yeah.
I guess.
So
Maybe.
wrap up episode 6.
We're not going to absolutely confirm what the next topic is, but we hope
No.
it's something that you'll like more. Now, doing that, I'm going to be honest with you, it might be hard to put out an original episode, so it may be like, this week we do what we're talking about. The next week we do something like we're doing tonight, like a comic, something easy, a comic recap or something that's coming in store, that kind of stuff. To give us
every 2 weeks
that's
you
what
get
I'm
a
saying.
deep dive
because
into
it's going
something.
to take some time to put
You
some
gotta
of this
research
stuff together.
crap.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the
Which
new
I have
format
plenty
or
of time
whatever.
when I'm sitting at home.
I'm
so
not
I'll
a good
switch.
researcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a great researcher, and I'm
Well, I like to look up things.
I get distracted.
But the moment that I have to look up something for something, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll start playing Fortnite.
Well, I'll tell
I
you
don't
what,
do it.
a good way to ruin the Falcon and Winter Soldier is be like, I'm not going to remember this unless I write down hot topics as it goes by.
Did you
And-
do that?
Oh, every episode.
Really?
Yeah, I took like
Man,
a page.
that old
I took like
brain.
a page or two of notes every episode.
That
And-
felt like homework.
It did. It was like homework, and I'm pausing the show and all this stuff. It wasn't like, yeah, it sucked. That's why I'm not really. I'm not sad that we're putting that behind us. 'cause
I
it
never had
sucked.
to do that.
I do.
My brain's
We're just going to
pretty.
read some articles that other people wrote about stuff and be like,
Yeah.
I made a good point in that
I
article.
made a lot of notes. It's just,
Yeah.
I saw your iPad there with notes,
Yeah.
but I didn't know you were taking it that serious.
I was taking it
Look, people, he's taking this serious for y'all. Y'all better subscribe.
I'm
You better
trying to.
watch.
I'm trying to. Because that's like we were talking about awkward silences. I don't want us to come in here and be like, oh, did y'all see episode 4 of Falcon Winter Soldier? Pretty good.
It was pretty good.
And then
Well,
there's a, so
the
I was
good
like,
thing
well,
is-
let's have when the thing lulls down, let's have a few points to move it along. You know what I mean? That was
I
my
don't think we
thinking.
have to worry about awkward silence.
Nah, not
We're
really.
good. I have the
Fill it
gift.
with
I'm
some
a
kind of
Gabby,
something.
Yeah.
so
Talk about some Doom Patrol episodes.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I don't know if we can or not.
oh, you can.
I don't know. Might have to put an age disclaimer on this
No, no,
episode.
right.
I did not know.
NC-17.
Man, I'm telling you, Renee went blue real fast tonight on us. I don't know. It was she went. boy.
That's an out there show. I mean, it really is.
Yeah,
It's a
it does.
hilarious show,
It's,
man.
it's out there.
A lot of stuff they can do with that kind of stuff. I mean, that's why that stuff is successful.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's why
Random.
that shows because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and it is. It's just outrageous, and you're like, that's so outrageous.
That's
Yeah.
outrageous.
People talk about how comics are juvenile or whatever. If you watch TV, you may as well read comics because there ain't nothing original coming out today that didn't start as a comic book. From top to bottom, it's all.
Well,
comic.
you know, they say that every story, no matter what format it's in, book, TV, comic,
Mhm.
it's the rehashing of like the 6 main plots or something like
That's
that.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
There's
I
not.
mean,
Yeah,
it
there's not.
really
That,
is,
You,
it's
'cause
you
right.
gotta
can't you
follow
can't
that storyline.
escape. There's like 6 plot. It could be less. It could be more. But there's like 6 plot lines that no matter what, you can't escape it.
And the main one
Everything
is that
falls
it's
into
like
those.
the hero's tale or whatever. where
Hero's
it-
journey.
Yeah, it's like
That's
his
what
rise.
Star Wars was based off of.
Everything is. Every superhero
yeah.
starts from nothing, becomes this.
Look,
has
my
a
favorite,
downfall or whatever, you know. Yeah.
My favorite book in the Bible was that Ecclesiastes. I can't ever
Mhm.
pronounce it right. You know, he's
Mhm.
constantly saying nothing new under the sun.
Mhm.
Nothing ain't nothing new.
Mhm.
You're not original.
Nope.
Nothing you say is original.
Nope.
Nothing you do is original.
Nope.
It don't exist.
Nope.
Somebody said it. Somebody's done it.
Just
and
like
that's just life.
inventions, you don't
There's nothing
invent
new under the sun.
things.
That's what's
You
so hard
just-
about this podcast. It's completely original. Nobody's ever done anything like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, it may seem like it
Yeah.
because you haven't seen the person that's done what you're saying or
Oh,
what you're doing.
no, if I don't see it, then it's
But
original to me.
Technically, there's nothing new.
No one
there's
has our
not.
opinions
It's all
that we
been-
have.
That's right. They don't know what I do. They don't know what I've
Exactly.
done.
Know
There's
what I
nobody on this
think.
earth that mate knows everything I've done.
Well, that
You
is
hear
true
me?
to that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, don't want to know what all he's
Nah,
done.
you don't. You don't. But I'm
Maniacal
not, every
laugh,
now and then I let something
maniacal
slip.
laugh.
You don't know. All right, suckers. That's it.
That's
Yep.
it.
All right.
That's it.
Hope
We
you
added
enjoyed it.
another 20 minutes on there when we said we were
Yeah,
ending
we
at
did.
2:11.
Nah, you never know.
That's just life.
There's probably some good stuff that came out of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. Bye. Have a
See
good
ya.
rest
See
of the
ya.
week.
Peace.